Impact Theory Comics is a new independent publisher, and they're releasing their first comic, Neon Future. The comic is a collaboration with world-famous DJ and producer Steve Aoki, and it's written by the Eisner Award-winning writer of Justice from DC Comics, Jim Krueger. With artwork by Neil Edwards and Jeremy Rapek, the artwork and story are absolutely mind-blowing. If you like science fiction, you're going to love this comic, so head over to your local comic store or Comics Conspiracy, and get Neon Future issue number 1 on your pull list ASAP. And while you're at it, if you have Instagram, you can see some of the artwork for yourself. It's at IT Comics on Instagram. Hello and welcome to the Comic Conspiracy for the week of March 4th, 2019. This is episode 391.
Charlie and...
There you go.
And...
Let's go that way. Kevin, that's Kevin Sharp. This is Brock.
Scott Shea.
And
Ryan Higgins.
Oh, sorry, Ryan Higgins.
And also...
Bryce.
What a
guy back in California.
Why did we let him in again? What a horrible opening of this podcast.
Well,
wait, is this really Bryce?
Should we redo it?
No, you're fine. You're fine. Look, it's Bryce.
It's all out of order.
What's happening, Bryce?
Oh, were you confused also by my intro? Did you think it was Charlie?
We moved chairs around. We're all different. Charlie decided to go first.
You
go
were the
backwards.
All new, all different. .av. .au. .if.
Bryce is here to answer all your burning X-Men questions. You sent me quite a few, so we'll get to those in a little bit.
Did they really?
They did, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm ready, baby.
Your fans are back. Tyler,
Let me roll the sleeves.
Who's the troll in the Facebook group that puts Daredevil as the best CW show?
Until you said the last sentence, it was you.
Oh,
Daredevil is the best CW show.
Yeah. I had to delete that. Yeah, your favorite, Kevin, with all
Oh no,
the.
it's Scott's boy.
That's my
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
My name is Josh. What a tool. I still love you. You listen.
But a handsome tool, because Scott is great, even if his name is Josh.
What's going on, everyone, and what is going on, Bryce? Good to have you back. You're in town?
It's great. I am back in town. I'm so happy to be here. I really missed being here. I said I've had like one or two little solo mini things. It's not easy being green, and also it's not easy recording by yourself because
The people have been waiting.
Well,
We promised.
It's tough to. The idea is great, but then like when you're like trying to be.
Put a picture of me on the wall on your computer.
But see, then he'd have to choose from one of the many that he has at home.
Get a picture
that's
of
true.
me.
I've got the one of you in the bikini.
All of us.
I've got the one of you in the goth outfit.
All right. Thanks for listening, everyone. Good night.
Put a picture of me
$5 a month
next to a live stream of Batman v Superman, and then just go. Okay, and it'll be great.
No, because I keep agreeing with myself, and then it's a short conversation.
Well, we all enjoyed your top 10 of 2018.
Top 10, top 20 Marvel comics.
Did you even listen to it?
Your top 3. Sorry. The 10 was the honorable mentions.
Top 3. No, I did top 3 movies, right?
No, I only ever got your comic list.
You didn't do anything else.
Wait, that's not true.
Yeah.
I did a movie list.
No, you only gave me your top comic
I'm going to
list.
send it to you right now.
You gave me your top.
I definitely
That's
did it.
a little
You gave me-
delayed.
You give me your top Marvel comic list. That's all I ever got.
Well, that's the only thing worth fucking reading.
Hey-o.
I mean, because Batman's on his Tom King, or his Tom King is Batman.
Okay, here's my 2018 top DC list.
Oh, dear God,
It
here we go.
is Batman. What else came out from DC? Doomsday Clock. Was there anything else from DC?
Mr. Miracle.
To push the
Mr. Miracle. Yeah,
There you go.
Detective.
no. Fucking
your Tom
Doomsday
King,
Clock
Jeff
is
Johns.
the worst of the 3, and I only read 3. So it was definitely Batman, and then Mr. Miracle, and then Doomsday Clock. That is my top 3 for 2018. Hot take. Doomsday Clock might have been higher, but fuck, man. Come out with that shit faster. I'm like falling asleep. I read the new issues, and I'm like, what the fuck even happened last issue? What is that finger?
That's exactly what I've been saying.
Yeah.
Every time I can say it.
Yeah.
And Ryan goes, it's awesome.
It's amazing.
the best thing ever.
Just reread every issue when every issue comes out. Okay.
That's the fucking like most obnoxious statement ever. I don't disagree that each issue by itself is good when it comes out, but I'm I'm thoroughly perplexed. I'm confounded and confuddled and confused. I don't understand what's happening.
Then don't read The Wildstorm.
Are you flabbergasted?
I'm flabbergasted and flummoxed and flippant.
Okay, so it's 6:55 Pacific when we're recording this right now. The most obnoxious statement ever has been uttered, and we'll see how long it holds its championship belt.
Okay. What?
You just said that's the most obnoxious statement ever. When you suggested rereading.
Well, he hasn't talked that much.
I want to see how if it can be
Most
topped.
obnoxious statement.
Every most obnoxious statement has a championship belt.
Okay.
You should know this.
I hold the belts, most of them, so I'm aware of their.
So you just lost it.
Well, I'm happy
Talking
to.
about on this episode.
Before-
Besides, hi, Bryce.
Well, before we
How's
move on,
Oregon?
to all the actually, we have a big nothing story that I'm very glad Bryce is here for.
I'm known for my nothing statements, so
I do have to apologize for what was easily the most incorrect statement I have ever made on this podcast.
Okay.
I got
This
the
is not a short
most
list.
feedback I have ever received for something that I have said on this podcast, so I must correct the record now. This is no joke. I have never received so many comments
Redacting something?
on something that I have said. And that is not only
Beer already?
I just spilled beer down his shirt at that
excellent.
statement.
Excellent. Well, there's some napkins behind the counter.
I don't know where they are. Sorry.
Not only did I misattribute the quote nice beaver to Leslie Nielsen in Airplane, I also then accidentally corrected myself saying it was Police Academy when clearly I meant Naked Gun. I just had police in my head, Police Academy came out, and we moved on. I have never received more comments about anything we've ever done in this podcast.
That is the lamest.
Then you missed
Then the
stating
The lamest thing you've ever
where a
said.
beaver comes from?
Twice misquoting. How long was that? 3 minutes?
Yeah, wait, that statement held for 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Twice
No, I'm
misquoting
just- I'm
a
just-
Leslie Nielsen joke.
I'm just
okay?
saying that is the lamest thing that you could have possibly like. Of all of the incorrect, blasphemous shit you've said about Marvel and even DC over the years, that's what you like mea culpa over. That is unnecessary and ridiculous.
I have never received so many comments.
Well, I'm
telling
gonna
me
get
how
more
wrong I
ghost
was.
accounts on Twitter because my job is not done. If that's what you're apologizing for, you haven't apologized for BVS or Man of Steel. Unbelievable.
Wait a second. Did he just admit that he is Bryce Larsen quotes?
Oh,
Wait, Higgins or me?
No, I think you just did.
Oh, I did. The cat's out of the bag.
Ryan, before we move on to the actual topics, can you please rank your preference of order of those three movies, Naked Gun, Airplane, and Police Academy?
oh, Police Academy's dead last in those three, no question. Police Academy's fine, but not my favorite.
Airplane. It's Airplane and the Naked Gun. Like, there's no... he's going to sit here and think about it and act like he's
I hate to
thinking
agree
about
with
it.
Brock, but come on.
But that's what your order's
Airplane
gonna-
is really good, but Naked Gun is really good
dude,
too.
Okay, I'll explain it to you. When everyone lines up to slap the lady,
It is one of
that's
the
all.
best.
That's one of your favorite
It
scenes.
is one of the best scenes ever.
I don't know. Right now I'm leaning towards Naked Gun being better, but that's because I haven't seen either of those in a very long time.
I think
Charlie just
Naked
doesn't
Gun
like
doesn't
slapping
hold up.
ladies.
the red zone and white zone loading in Airplane might be one of the funniest long jokes I think I've ever seen ever. Do you know what I'm talking
Marvel
about? Where they're
poses
like, the red zone is for loading, and white zoning only. Oh, the white zone is for, and they start arguing with each other over the intercom. That might be one of my favorite jokes of all
you
time.
are-
See, I thought this was just going to be like a 5-second, like,
No,
boom, boom, boom,
no,
here's the list.
I love
All the audience wishes.
He's drawing it out. It's Airplane, then Naked Gun, then Police Academy.
All right.
Yeah, but that's Airplane and Naked Gun are like.
But you throw on Revenge
right
of the
there.
Nerds, and he's like, "Fuck all those." movies.
I've never been a big Revenge of the Nerds fan either. It's fine. I like it. I like Police Academy too, but no, I wouldn't.
Actually, we talked about it last week, and I was at Target, and they had the 4-pack. I was like, "Ooh, I should
Revenge of
buy
the Nerds?
No, Police Academy.
Police Academy. Yeah.
I was like, ugh. I haven't seen it in a long
You're
time.
confusing me with Ryan Scott. That's his favorite movie. I'm Airplane by an inch.
Like sweating balls.
I love Airplane. Airplane's amazing. Wow. Anyway,
I'm glad I came back for that.
yeah,
This
Bryce.
Sweaty balls.
You're here for
really missed this
classic comic conspiracy
classy,
topics.
Intellectual debate.
Which
I'm known for.
Do you listen to us while you're there now? Or?
I always intend to. Yeah.
I should have put money on this. I called this because he was saying something about Bryce. This is a message for you, and I said he's not going to hear you.
You would have won a lot of money. I always intend to listen, and
if only you worked from home, or you could sit there and listen to us.
See, here's a big
in your underwear,
not
just
mystery.
in front of the
A big fallacy about working from home is that it's not as easy as you think. You actually have to work, otherwise you get just fucked, and not in the nice way. But yeah, it's actually you have to do work.
Back of a Volkswagen.
That's the most uncomfortable way.
Okay, Brock. Jesus, Scott Brock. Are you just trying to get that out before Brock said it, or what? Yeah.
My son's like named from that movie, so shut up.
That's a thing.
Okay, that's a thing.
Touch not lest ye be touched.
All right, now we'll start recording the real episode.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
welcome to the
Comic Conspiracy episode 391.
We have a major news story to talk about because it is possibly the stupidest story I've ever had to tell on this podcast. And I'm very, very glad Bryce is here for it.
No, we're just setting all sorts of records
I
tonight.
know. Now it's 7:01.
Yes. So over the weekend,
God, you're like the timekeeper.
There was like a drought though.
Over the weekend, your favorite website, Bleeding Cool, and your favorite poster on website, Jude Terror, posted
God, the
an
sarcasm
article.
is just dripping off of you.
And this article was called, I shouldn't have it in front of me, so I'm going to paraphrase, because I basically unfollow Bleeding Cool on every social media format at this point because they're they're the worst they've ever been. That Joe Quesada and CB Cebulski from Marvel Comics were going to South by Southwest, and they have a panel there. And at this panel, they were basically pitching not only to comic fans, but also to Disney why Marvel Comics is important and needs to stick around. Because according to Jude Terror, the rumor is that Disney is going to shut down Marvel Comics.
Did you hear that, Bryce?
Now, he posted this just straight, right? There was no, hey, this is my parody article. This is, he posted this straight. So, of course, everyone's favorite group of comic fans / incels, ComicGate, decided to come out and grab this as fact. And one of their favorite sites, Cosmic Book News, decided to report on this as fact, that Marvel Comics was being shut down by Disney.
Is that how he reported it? Is that it was fact? As a fact, it was going to be
basically the panel was. Let me see if I.
This is the fucking worst news article ever. You don't even have it in front of you.
I read it, and you're like, I'm like, is this for real? And then I go and I look at Ryan's post, and he's raging already on Twitter as he normally does.
So it probably got no clicks. Said nobody.
So the panel is called.
And I'm sure nobody will search it now that we're talking about on this well-renowned podcast.
No, it's called Marvel from Comics to Screen.
This is fascinating radio.
With Joe Quesada and CB Cebulski. It says, they lead an interactive discussion on the unprecedented vast creative landscape and content factory that is Marvel Comics. Marvel comic characters have achieved international renown, and now the movies, television series, and games of the Marvel Universe are the most popular in the world, but everything starts with an idea, and Marvel Comics is the spark that lights the fire. Blah, 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 blah. Are the next breakout stories of film, television, and gaming happening in the pages of Marvel Comics right now? Hear from two of Marvel Comics' biggest story crafters on what it's like to lead the way with Marvel Universe. Now, his article was saying, this is a reach from Marvel to Disney to say, hey, look, if you get rid of us, you're not going to have the next characters to build into a movie or more franchises. Right?
Wait, can we start higher level? This is not real, so why are we giving this so much time?
Because I've just got it. I just need to vent.
Because
you're not doing a very good job of venting. You're like setting up a story
so
that isn't even real.
Story. So
yeah, but it's not even real.
This is Saturday. By Saturday
so much
afternoon,
shit to talk about.
By Saturday afternoon, every fucking comic site was like, "Whoa, this Bleeding Cool posted this article about Marvel shutting down." Right? Joe Quesada comes out and says it's the stupidest thing ever, right? But all the Comic Gate guys are like, "This is it. Where there's smoke, there's fire. This is the start. Bleeding Cool's on it. They're shutting down." And like every Marvel employee is like, what the fuck? Like Donny Cates was like, I work at Marvel. I am a Marvel employee. Like, no, this is total bullshit.
I think that we established last time I was here that it's Coates, Donny Coates,
Donny Cates.
And
all his and all the
so long since
and
you've been here.
Isn't it?
It was supposed to be a joke.
The 10%, yes, Tallahassee Coates, that's his name. The 10% of the people that I could actually read of Donny Cates that I haven't already blocked because they're part of Comicsgate were like, well, you know, when people get laid off from work, they don't know it's coming. So just because you work for Marvel, you don't know.
Surfers?
Maybe they are shutting down, right?
Yeah.
They're all assholes.
Okay. He has the worst troll voice known.
So
that's a pretty bad troll voice.
He needs more wine in it.
Today, Monday, article. It was actually like late Sunday night. They posted an article on Bleeding Cool from
the
Jew Terror. It's
worst.
like, so yeah, basically, I made all that up because I just make parody articles here. So I can't believe people took that seriously. Anyway, it's Sunday night, so just no one's going to read this article. My apology. I can't believe people took it real. Anyway, I'm going to talk about the X-Men comics now. And that was his apology. Meanwhile,
Wait, what's happening with the X-Men? Just kidding. Right.
He writes an article on Bleeding Cool about all the X-Men books every week. You probably hate it.
He's the fucking worst.
I got so many people that were like, what the fuck? They're shutting down Marvel? Like, what are they talking about? And this went everywhere over the weekend. And just, I don't know if they just are, I don't know if Jew Terror is just straight in with Comicsgate people now. I don't know if he's intentionally trying to like damage the industry. I don't know what the fuck these guys' problems are. But like if there wasn't even like a hint of a parody within this article. And when Bleeding Cool posts something like Marvel Comics is going to get shut down, it's going to gain traction. And of course, just Cosmic Book News and Bounding in the Comics, if you follow either of those sites, block them immediately.
Binding? Are we talking about Binding Comics?
Bounding.
Let me tell you about Binding Comics.
Oh, we got questions for that later. If you,
I will not answer them. Fuck you.
If you follow either Bounding in the Comics or Cosmic Book News, make sure you unfollow them immediately because they're both Comic-Gate sites. I am just like fuming at these people and the bullshit that they can post and the idiocy of the people that fall for this stuff in the first place, right?
You're fuming over essentially nothing, though.
But it's not nothing. That's the problem. It is
his internet space is filled
nothing.
with trash. He doesn't want that trash in his internet space.
Get out of here.
No,
trash.
it is. This is the same. There were we talked the other week about all the fake reviews coming out for Captain Marvel, right? And
there's still shit
I remember
going on
that from that classic episode last week.
You didn't listen to any of it.
Some people are going to fall for that. Obviously, I got multiple people that emailed me, like people that should know better. That are like, "What's up with this? What's happening with Marvel?" Like, but this game of telephone that goes, and then reputable sites post about it. And if all you're reading is the headline, you're like, "What's going on?" So
for new listeners, those suckers that didn't listen to last week's episode, the classic last week episode, what did you talk about? Marvel comic books getting shut down. Did you give any credence to this article?
Bryce,
or no?
Right, this happened 2 days ago.
Oh, okay.
Bryce, what episode number was that? What episode number was that?
It was a woman in her.
So.
Okay, pause here for just a quick information check. The topic last week that he's mentioning was the fake Captain Marvel reviews on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's what I was talking about. That's obviously what I was talking about.
That was
now.
Unpause, resume rant.
So
these things can do harm.
Wait, didn't we hear about that from what was it? Was it Black Panther or was it the last DC movie?
They did it with Black Panther too, yeah, and Wonder Woman got a little bit of it. But
was any of it? Did any of it actually happen?
What's that?
For either Captain Marvel or Black Panther or the last DC movie, this whole like trolls doing fake Rotten Tomato reviews.
Black Panther did a bit Captain Marvel, they had to completely shut down and change how the fan reviews work on Rotten Tomatoes. They changed it because Rotten Tomatoes got review bombed from fake reviews of Captain Marvel, putting it down to like 26% or something like that.
Oh, well, I listened to last week's episode, but what the fuck?
Right? No,
this actually happened.
Yes, and so there's a big group that are planning to just because they can't stop the reviews from going live once the movie's actually out.
Sure.
So the same group is planning to review bomb it from the the viewer point of view, not the professional review, right? So I don't know.
Why do they hate it? Because she's a woman?
Yes. Have you?
What?
This is Comicsgate. This is what these people are. This is Gamergate and Comicsgate and the alt-right. Like this is what they do. They're the fucking worst people on Earth. Well, they're among the worst people on Earth.
Wow, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah,
this is real life.
So the same group of people. Look, if you want to see,
I actually live in this world. If
you want to see the worst shit, go to @CaptainMarvel on Twitter. Any post, just read the replies. You're on Facebook, just go follow. Just go to Captain Marvel, search for Captain Marvel. They're like, oh, Captain Marvel's out in a few days. Go read the replies from today. It's the worst people in the world.
There's a reason the Captain Marvel website doesn't have a comment section.
Yeah. Well, it does. It's just closed now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So these people
you
are
should go to that
scumbags.
website. It's fucking awesome.
And that's
Don't like those women.
so whether they intend to do it or not.
Can't live with them. How does the expression?
Shoving them politics down our
These-
throat.
Can't live without them.
These parody
with them.
articles by Bleeding Cool.
You can't live
I
somewhere.
like how you're air quoting and they can't even see it.
These parody articles from
Reality.
Bleeding Cool saying that
can hear
Marvel
his
Comics
voice.
is going to get shut down adds fuel to these trolls' fire. So at this point, Bleeding Cool is either in bed with Comicsgate or directly responsible for harming the industry.
They're the Fox
take your
News
pick.
of the comic
Pick
book
your-
industry.
Why does it have to be either of those when it can just simply be
Because
doesn't
they've done this
differentiate it from the fact that they just
did
want
this-
more
they did
clicks.
this last
they
week.
They only care about more clicks.
And that's right. And between what happened with DC, and I'm
And
sure
it
you
doesn't
remember.
necessarily mean that they are in bed with Comicsgate so much as Comicsgate just gets them more clicks. Like, if any other mechanism got them more clicks, they'd be in bed with them instead.
But if you're doing it, then you are part of the problem.
Sure,
So
but
they are a comic. So I consider Bleeding Cool a Comicsgate friendly site at this point because they are peddling insane bullshit. As you know, as a listener of this podcast, Bryce, the last few weeks,
I'm an avid listener.
when we've talked about
I'm a co-host. Motherfucker.
everything that happened with DC and all the rumors about them canceling, like going down to 22 comics and all this bullshit, it's the same thing. Yeah. It's the same tactic of we're going to intentionally put up a fake. I hate to say fake news, but fake news
love to say it.
about Marvel and DC to damage the industry. And
he's American.
Some people will be smart and handsome and listen to this podcast, and other people won't, and they'll think it's real.
Losers.
All right?
Yeah.
So, I despise what these people do on a daily basis. I had a tweet go viral.
She's a woman, so she doesn't belong in comics.
Yeah, basically, that's what it is. Yeah, I had a tweet go viral about comics are dying. That's why
you had a tweet go viral.
I did.
There's just so much there that I want to play with.
So viral is viral in our small comic circle.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
yeah,
viral
yeah.
Just some teenager on
It's not
TikTok.
it's not like
putting
his
a video in.
It's not like his Trump tweet that went viral and became the headline of an article.
He's
on
been
the Huffington
headline of
Post.
articles
I thought that
on Bleeding Cool.
I thought that
You know what?
he was talking
You know
about
what?
something else that went viral and was bleeding, and he was in high school. And
What are you talking about?
Just he and Brock keep that a secret.
Yeah, I had to drive him down there.
damn, okay.
So Marvel's not shutting down is the long and short of it.
Oh wow!
So
I'm glad we spent 20 minutes on that.
Could you quickly recommend to listeners who may actually be wondering this if they should avoid Bleeding Cool and Comicsgate?
Yeah.
What would you say are like the 2 or 3 comics websites that somebody could read with confidence? Obviously, there's going to be rumors and things that slip through.
That is the most handsome and well thought out content that has been in this podcast tonight. Is an actual recommendation of intelligent source.
The big ones that I think are generally
It's not from
worth
me.
reading. Comicbook.com has a lot of fluff, but they are usually on the money. They are good people, and again, their reporting of this was, this is being posted, but this is bullshit, right? Which I'm okay with, but I wish the headlines were a little less clickbaity. Comicbook.com does post a lot of garbage, A lot of wrestling stuff, a lot of weird stuff that's not comic related, but still mostly good. Newsarama.
What's wrong with wrestling stuff?
Again, mostly good. Newsarama is way better. It dipped. Even Comic
Just
Resources.
nerd bashing on nerd
Sorry,
bashing.
let me rephrase that.
CBR.
Even as CBR, as bad as it has become recently, they are better in many regards than those other sites at this point.
They have all the early headlines, and then they just put the worst clickbaity headlines to it.
And they have
to get the most clicks, and you can't blame them, dude.
Well, they have so many top 14 reasons why this, and just endless nonsense.
Dude, like
15 Wolverine costumes.
Yeah,
and I would see these headlines. I'm like, has there actually been 15?
There's been way more than that.
Yeah.
But
what? What?
It's like every
There's
outfit he's
some
worn.
there's some
The
great
baseball annual 2 baseball playing outfit.
Can you even say wife beater about those white tank tops? Can you even
say that again?
You can't say
I can't
that?
know.
There are some
anymore.
great
They're
up
called
and coming
A-shirts.
websites
Really?
that people wait and spend their time and do their research
Dirty boy tank
when they
tops.
before they post articles.
Hey,
Kevin, would you like to
He's trying
promote?
to plug a good place to
Would you
go.
like to promote
I want to play Kevin's
your
blog.
article? And I'm not. You did not set me up for this. I'm being legit.
No, that article about Dan Didio,
Yeah.
that's on
Yeah.
DC Comics News.
Okay.
I also did one on a site called Monkeys Fighting Robots. And then, and those are both news sites.
Yeah.
That sounds clickbaity. It's way too cool.
So I didn't
Do you have these linked on your blog?
I do not.
What the? Make it an easy place for our listeners to go.
Okay.
Kevin Sharp has been good about posting some articles after the fact of like, let's clarify this stuff. You've been doing
Yes,
some.
I checked in with Higgins and did my homework before writing that Didio thing.
Yeah,
Because I
yeah.
did the one thing I did not want to have happen, and we're getting way off the topic here of Comicsgate, is
No, but that's-
having
Please, God.
another thing muddying the waters.
Yeah.
Here's another article if you just search like Dan Didio, DC publishing plans or whatever.
Yeah.
There you go.
More BS.
There you go. Trying to clean up the water.
Bryce, for the to what we're saying about DC, there was a rumor going around that DC was going to cut their line to 22 titles, and
Was that because of all the
it's all nonsense.
the fat trimming that they had to do recently? Was that fat trimming, by the way?
Again, same.
I listen to every podcast,
right.
but for everybody that didn't, for the new listeners that recently saw that there were some
laugh. Don't
layoffs
give
at DC Comics, I thought that it was fat trimming. And was I right? As listeners, longtime listeners would know?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, there you go. I was right. Bryce is right. Hashtag.
They trimmed some of the low-selling books, and then they've added a ton of new books. So they're basically publishing the same, if not more, stuff. But they're removing some departments around.
Ryan Higgins? What needs to happen for these like clickbaity titles to get less traction and not be as clickbaity? Because I see it, and other handsome, attractive people see it as like, look, this is just clickbait. Like they're just fat trimming. This isn't the end is not nigh,
Right.
motherfucker. To paraphrase,
Another comic book
to
shop
paraphrase.
closed.
And so, what do you like? How do you make it less clickbaity? What do you do, Ryan Higgins, as another not as, but almost attractive gentleman? What do you do?
Well, the problem with this Marvel thing is this is independent. This is feeding into a known hate group and a known problem in the comic industry, and that's what makes it so frustrating. The DC one was a little less, but it still gave a little fuel to that fire. The Marvel one was straight like this was made for the trolls. This article was made for the trolls.
Well,
Do the trolls generate that many clicks?
I mean, I don't know. They must.
Hate generates clicks.
Hate generates.
Yeah.
That is fucking so depressing, dude.
Yep.
No, it's
Charlie, what do you have to say about this? You've been uncharacteristically loud. No.
no.
You've been quiet.
The way
That's
I look
about-
at
that's
it
about
is
right.
this: is
I know.
for the most part, this is the way it's going to be, regardless of what industry you look at this
Right.
point. There's always what headline can we put on this
Sure.
that will sell the
So,
most papers, or
right.
get the most clicks, or
I
drive the most
understand
traffic?
what clickbait
It's-
means. I know, but I was asking Higgins, what can be done to minimize clickbaitiness? And as a master clickbaiter,
Whoa.
what's so funny about that?
I mean, I don't know. The articles, look at CBR again. They get all their traction comes from top 15 articles and cosplay pics and stuff like that, right? I'm sure.
Hey, don't forget the cave where people show their collections.
Is that in CBR?
Yeah.
Is that a euphemism?
So
No, they show like their collections, their shelves, and like what they like display stuff.
yeah, but these the comic industry is dying articles get a lot of clicks because there's a segment of comic readers or comic fans, quote unquote, that think the industry is dying, right?
So there's just enough haters that they want to see it all burned down.
Yeah. Yeah,
so any Marvel Comics is folding will generate so many clicks.
Maybe
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Publish these articles and they get enough clicks.
I mean, I don't know the inner working of the companies. I have no idea if it generates enough, but they sure happen regularly enough. So, and Bleeding Cool is known for all these rumors, and at this point, it's not even a rumor. This was flat out a lie because there was no this is a parody article. Oh, this is a known funny thing that I do. No, this was straight up we're Bleeding Cool lying on purpose.
And Jude Terra posted that alt-right manifesto garbage.
That was not Jude Terra. No,
that wasn't Jude Terra.
No,
is Jude Terra a real name or some?
Yes, that's his birth name.
Screen name.
That's his birth name. Jude
it is
Terra.
not.
I assume it's not.
Well, then, are you fake newsing this or real newsing this?
Fake newsing it.
I'm fake newsing that.
Okay, so your name is Ryan Higgins.
I think that is just being sarcastic.
I have no idea.
Ryan
what his real
Higgins,
name
Ryan, and Jude Terror.
I don't know what his name is, but that's
Two men enter.
That's his name.
Higgins' birth name is Long Dong Higgins. that is real news.
It's the best.
That is real news. Sorry, Leanne. Sorry to get the secret
out. So Bryce, Marvel is not going away.
Oh, thank God.
So
I was so worried because of that Jude Terror article.
You can.
Oh, man. Woo, sweating bullets.
You had to fly down here to sort
sweating
it out,
bullets.
Right?
Yeah.
Wait.
I flew down here. I flew down from Oregon. Had a couple meetings.
When did the article come out?
Jude Terror was wrong.
Saturday? And
yeah.
People would have seen this on Twitter?
Friday or Saturday.
Oh, Bryce wouldn't even seen it until 4 weeks from now.
Yeah, Bryce in 6 weeks is going to message me and be like, so what's up with this? Marvel's shutting down?
This is true.
I would applaud you, but I'm holding the microphone in one hand, and it's hard to clap with one hand.
Even if all of our
Here's the sound of one hand clapping.
Tweeted at Bryce Larsen Bryce, he wouldn't get it for 4 weeks.
Okay, my Twitter game is not as strong as it once was, but you know what? Go fuck yourself.
Have a Twitter game
I have
ever.
that. Yeah, that's also true.
So more Marvel news. We got some a lot of Marvel news here.
In another Marvel news, they're shutting down.
You can put the mic down. You don't need to hold it up.
This is easier for me to pivot between Shea and me.
Hello.
But he's playing Marvel Puzzle Quest.
Well, that should make two of us, but I'm holding my microphone.
And hopefully not clickbaiting with the other hand.
After many, many years...
Drink to that.
Mike Deodato, longtime Marvel comic artist, is leaving Marvel and DC. He's not doing anything for either company.
Yeah.
And he's going on to create he's going to do some creator-owned stuff for the first time, I believe, ever in his career.
That is awesome. I cannot wait to see.
Happy for him to leave, or happy to see him do something else?
Both. I mean, I'm happy to see.
I really like Mike
hands
Deodato.
that are the width of torsos to go on and help other industries.
What?
I really
Mike Deodato?
His Hulk hands are as wide as the Hulk's torso. No. Okay, I unsarcastically really like Mike Deodato.
Yeah.
Wait, am I not wrong? Am I not wrong? Am I not right? Am I wrong?
I don't know. I really like Mike Deodato. Did you see his Savage Avengers? So he's doing the first arc of Savage Avengers.
So I unsarcastically, I really like him. Wait, wasn't that was the dude that did all of Infinity War, right? Or most of it? I really like him. If I'm thinking of the same dude.
Yeah.
And he did a ton of Bendis's Dark Avengers, Secret Avengers, Avengers stuff.
Yep.
I unsarcastically, unapologetically really like him. He did a great job. I'm really I had my little joke, which was more of a dad joke than anything, which is all I tell nowadays. But he did a great job, and I hope that he goes on to be very successful. He had a great run at Marvel, and good for him.
Yeah, very great run. I mean, the new Avengers stuff is some of the biggest books ever at Marvel, right? He did a long run of new Avengers.
He did a fucking shit ton.
Didn't he say on his Twitter thread where he was announcing this, he said something about saying goodbye to Marvel after 24 years?
Yeah. So he did Wonder Woman back with DC forever ago, right? And I don't know that he did anything past that at DC. That might have been the last thing, because he introduced Artemis... and that was right after the John Byrne run, or right before.
So that's you're in the 90s.
Yeah,
now.
it is. Yeah, it's mid 90s. And he's been at Marvel ever since. So yeah, very long run at Marvel.
I didn't know that he was exclusive to Marvel.
Yeah,
he's been great.
Yeah.
I'm sad to see he's leaving, but like,
have you seen Savage Avengers 1? Like, do you see the team what he's doing when he leaves?
I've seen I've seen
cover,
that cover.
yeah.
But am I supposed to have seen anything else?
No. I'm very excited for Savage Avengers. That looks really fun.
Oh, I'm sure you're. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm gonna fart into this microphone. Are
what?
You are. What? I'm sorry. What?
The same mic. Don't do that.
What did you just say? Oh, I'm very excited for Savage Avengers.
It looks fun.
Quote by Ryan Higgins from fucking Never America 2019. You are not excited for Savage Avengers.
What the hell is Never America?
So I've liked Jerry Dugan's work. I've liked most of his recent stuff. I really like Mike Deodato. I'm curious about how they're going to handle Conan in the Marvel Universe. I'm very curious about that. But it's a cool team. I like that. I like when Dark Avengers is out. Again, another Mike Deodato movie or comic. He worked on that too. I really like his stuff.
Who are you?
Yeah. You know that Deodato isn't the D for DC. You know that's a thing,
it's not
right?
Dan Didio? I thought it was Dan Didio.
No.
Oh, Mike Deodato. Sorry, I don't know who this
Yeah.
is.
Gonna suck.
No, like why?
Okay, are you even going to read it?
Yes.
Okay, but you're not going to buy it.
I'll buy many copies for the store.
Okay. All right. Well, for those that
Will you buy
actually buy, so
If the hub tells you to buy it, you'll buy it.
I get
You can just dump stuff on Bryce's thing.
I get emails. No. On the contrary, I get emails all the time that say, some are, "Would you like this? Because we think you might," and I get some that say, "Because you buy X, Y, and Z, you might want to consider buying ABC." So I'm on the fence, which means that I'll probably buy it. But Conan can't be bothered. Elektra can't really be bothered.
Is there an X-Men on the team?
Yeah, really.
Not really. What other?
Punisher, Wolverine.
Punisher can't be bothered.
Venom.
Wolverine. You
It's
can't.
some other dude. I have no idea who that other guy
Can't
is.
fucking drink a beer without drinking or reading a Wolverine comic or having
that-
Wolverine be in your comic. But my point is the roster doesn't really grab my nuts. So I'm kind of like, eh.
It's good to know that a team roster.
Bryce
has to
Larsen
grab
quotes.
some-
I hope you're on this right now.
No.
he's
I've got way better ones in store.
foaming.
Just you wait.
I'm just
anyways,
build up a
That-
backlog.
That team's got to grab my nuts.
speaking of building up a backlog, let me tell you guys about Mike Deodato's
I need to
artwork.
clickbait some more.
I thought you were going to talk about your backlog.
Don't. Please don't. I'm sitting right next to you.
I'm facing Scott though. Anyway, so as you were saying, Deodato, love Deodato, wish him all the best in his future endeavors. He gave a great run for Marvel. It's sort of like Cristiano Ronaldo. In fact, it's very much like it. He was a great talent that went on to that has talent to share with other endeavors, and he's going to do so. And he put in his time, and he did great work with the team that he was on. In fact, this is a fucking brilliant example, and you're welcome. Mike Deodato from Marvel. Marvel had a great, whatever, fucking resume from him. What do you say that?
Portfolio.
What are you asking?
You're welcome. Portfolio. Mike Deodato's Higgins for the listeners. Higgins is like, Bryce is talking. I'm gonna look at
I'm
Facebook
getting
or
my Twitter questions ready.
And then I say something, and I have a question.
We've all toned out, Bryce. We're just waiting for a good.
Anyway, look, Mike Deodato has a great Marvel portfolio that he's established because he put his time in. He did great stories. He has a lot of great art for Marvel. He did a great job. Thank you very much, Mike. And HeroClix is distracting me right now. But at the end of the day, Marvel is better than DC. And Mike Deodato's not going to DC because he was working at Marvel. And that's what?
What are you talking about?
So I have a quote here from Kevin Feige,
That's all. Yeah.
Marvel
I lost
Studios
myself at some-
president, that as we've been doing for years, we aren't going to announce anything post-Avengers Endgame or Spider-Man Far From Home until after Endgame and Spider-Man. As you know, as a fan, there's a tremendous amount of potential and a tremendous amount of additional characters and storylines and groups of characters that we're going to keep playing with. That's a testament to Marvel, and the amount of stories and characters are amazing, and amazing runs that have been in Marvel Comics. We talked about this many times. There are tons of Marvel MCU movies coming out post-Avengers and Spider-Man, but very smartly, Marvel is talking about nothing until after. I mean, Avengers and Spider-Man are going to happen roughly. I don't know what if with the time period of
Wasn't it Marvel?
Far From Home.
Captain Marvel is March.
Yeah, Captain Marvel's next week.
Endgame is...
Or, sorry, rephrase that. Captain Marvel's this week.
Yeah, and then April is Endgame.
Yeah, and Spider-Man's July? July, something like
July,
that. And there's a lot of belief that Far From Home takes place before Endgame, right? Like, that Endgame, again, is...
What are the... I've listened to all the episodes, but for new listeners, what...
The more you say it, the more we know it's a lie.
Well, no, it's belief.
No.
You just keep saying it.
I'm reminding people...
No. It doesn't work that way.
No,
sound even more
Higgins is the
ridiculous.
Trump of the comic universe, not me. What, for the new listeners, again, what is the time difference between the release of Far From Home versus Endgame?
It's just a couple months.
Do you care to extrapolate?
Sure. Give me 1 second.
April is when Endgame comes out, and then June or July is when...
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. But for new listeners, April...
It is July 5th for Far From Home, and April 20-something for Endgame. So
20-something, my favorite date.
month and a week or so.
Okay, month and a week.
Well, yeah, they got to give Endgame enough time for people to go see 5 times.
Yeah. Basically, Endgame will still be in theaters. Well, fuck, Captain Marvel might still be in theaters, and Spider-Man's out if it keeps...
I will see it 5 times, unless it's directed by Zack Snyder.
So yeah, they're going to be very quiet about anything till after Endgame's out because they want to. No, we have some official confirmation that clearly yes, Marvel's working on a ton of stuff, but there's no reason to announce anything till after Endgame's out.
Okay, real question, not troll question. How fucking shit is spoiled all the time? How has nothing been spoiled at this point? That if they were filming Moon Knight or Guardians 3...
It's all sequels. So I think...
Is it only sequels? I mean, it can't be only sequels.
No, they confirmed before all this the Eternals.
Yeah, and they're casting Eternals now.
Eternals and Shang-Chi. Am I misremembering
I think
this?
Shang-Chi's they want to, but I don't know if
starring the dude that played Danny Rand.
I don't know if that's...
Just kidding.
I mean,
kind of.
What we know for 100% certainty, Guardians 3, Black Panther 2...
Wait, Guardians 3
But
still...
there's no date for Guardians 3.
No good date for Guardians 3. I mean, they're going to do it. It's just...
Is this whole...
There's no date for anything.
Wait, is this
Spider-Man.
James Gunn's Suicide Squad 2 thing real?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep, he's writing and possibly directing. No Will Smith. Will Smith is out. Official.
Oh, man. I mean, what a great movie that first one was.
There.
So
I assume we're not getting another...
So you know Black Panther 2.
Black Panther 2, definite. Yeah.
Right.
Guardians at some point.
It's got to happen.
It's Doctor...
Doctor Strange 2.
Eternals.
Yeah.
Those ones are the for sure's.
Yeah.
Wait, Eternals is for sure.
Yes.
Haven't they already said Captain Marvel's going to get another one?
Captain Marvel will definitely get a sequel. I'm assuming we'll get a third Ant-Man and Wasp.
Wait, why are you sure?
I mean, it did well enough, and they're cheaper movies. They're not as big budget.
I was just
as the other
saying,
ones.
the ones we know for sure versus drifting into this is probably going to happen.
Yeah.
Ant-Man is a probably.
Ant-Man's a probably. Yeah. I believe Doctor Strange is official. But again,
it is.
there was so little talked about, and there's no reason for... I don't think we're getting another MCU movie in 2019 past Spider-Man. They're not just going to drop a movie in December. But 2021, 2022, there's a shitload of dates that Disney has. And these movies are already in production. These movies are already being worked on. And the second... the weekend after Endgame's out or the weekend after Spider-Man's out, they're going to be like, and here's the next 20 movies coming out. So
do you think that they already have phase whatever the fuck 4 planned? 5? Is it 4 or 5?
Yeah, they have the next 4 or 5 years planned.
It's a new phase.
No. What phase would that be though?
It's the Fox integration phase.
Well, I think that's a lot of it is.
I disagree. Based on
because man,
Scott's
doesn't
hat
Dark
movement.
Phoenix look great?
Oh, we'll talk about that in a minute. That's coming up next.
Fuck.
I don't want to talk about Fox.
You don't want to talk about
and
Dark
Marvel.
Phoenix?
I don't want to.
The
It does
Fox
not
Marvel,
exist.
the Fox Disney thing
it does not exist.
was supposed to already happen at the beginning of the year. They were trying to get it done in 2018. So we could still be 4 or 5 years out from an FF or a Marvel Fox or a Marvel X-Men movie at this point.
I would wait
because
twice as long.
They have to. They can't really start stuff till it's done. They could fast track it in maybe 2 years if they wanted to, but we're looking easy summer 2021.
They gotta let the stink. They gotta let the stink get off that stuff.
No, they are going to push so hard and so fast.
There's no stink. they listen to this podcast, and there's so much love for the Marvel. Just kidding. There's no love for the Marvel universe in this podcast.
No, we're talking about the X-Men stuff. They're going to recast Wolverine within a minute.
Not
of
the
getting...
X-Men, the Fantastic Four.
Okay,
both.
Who the fuck are they going to recast?
Who cares?
No. I'm not disagreeing because I do agree with you. They are going to fucking flip the switch on the X-Men.
Yeah.
Fucking
So fast.
Toot sweet. Who the fuck do you cast as Wolverine? And I've listened to the other podcasts, but for the new listeners,
a human with skin. That's who they're going to cast. It doesn't matter.
that is a fucking incredibly naive,
I'm
myopic
in a human suit.
opinion. Like
It'll be no one you've ever heard of.
As Hugh Jackman was.
Right.
Would you be like?
Right.
Would you be
he
like?
was fucking perfect,
Right.
And you don't get that just by doing any.
It'll be someone you've never heard of, like all of these.
Well, Hugh
movies.
Jackman was the scrub-in actor in that part. The original actor is the villain from Mission Impossible 2, who had to drop out of X-Men because Mission Impossible went over schedule so far, he couldn't do both. So then they're like, holy shit, we got to get somebody. They just grabbed this Hugh Jackman guy.
Yeah.
I'm lucky that I started this podcast before you guys introduced Kevin Sharp as a regular guest, because I would never have a part anymore, because he actually brings quality and handsomeness to the podcast.
Well, you would know that from listening to all the episodes, right?
Oh, that's true. More energy.
Yeah.
Is that good? Okay, so other than simultaneously jumping off motorcycles to meet in midair, I don't remember a lot about Mission Impossible 2. But I will say that John Woo.
Yep.
I don't remember who the villain. Oh no! So you're saying that we didn't see who the guy was?
We did, because he did Mission Impossible. The actor's name is Dougray Scott. You spell it like
Oh! I know that guy. That guy was going to be Wolverine.
Yes.
Okay, I'll allow it. That guy wasn't bad. He
wouldn't do it now. He's too old.
Right, but I'm saying that, like, if the tides of time, I'll allow
Tides
it.
of Vengeance.
Tides of Vengeance. Oh wow, so good.
But yeah, no.
So my point in
They will
bringing that
push.
up is it's not going to be a famous name actor. I would guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be very tough because they fucking struggled with Hugh Jackman, and you can't. It won't be as good. It's like Frozen 2. If there were ever to be a Frozen 2, anybody?
That trailer looks pretty good.
I haven't seen the trailer because fuck you, I don't watch trailers. But if I were to watch trailers,
teaser.
I would probably love it.
one?
I forgot. You will watch one trailer and one teaser and one teaser trailer and one trailer teaser, but then you're cutting yourself off. Unless Twitter says, "Oh, watch this, Ryan Higgins," and then you're cut off. But then I'll have one more trailer, teaser, trailer. But then I'm going to watch the movie.
So Ryan, how's Shazam?
But it's
trailer
only.
It's pretty good.
But it's only when he's in the theater that he'll watch the trailers now.
I've given up on this. I'll watch anything. I don't care.
So wait, Bryce and I are the last men standing with the flag. You have thrown in on this.
I will stop.
Don't give yourself fist bumps. God,
I won't watch
be
another
informed.
Captain Marvel trailer right now. They had the second Shazam trailer went up today, right?
you
So
watch it?
I watched that. That's fine. I don't need to see anything else. It
But
doesn't.
why would you watch a trailer 2 weeks before the movie
It doesn't
comes out?
doesn't give you anything.
2 weeks.
Shazam.
I'm at a Super Bowl party. I'm walking out of the room when Captain Marvel. People are like, "What
Shazam's
the
in
fuck
April.
are you doing walking out of the room?" I have an itchy nose. Oh, by the way, fucking Super Bowl commercials were
I don't
awful.
watch. Yeah.
Oh, you don't watch the Super Bowl? There was also, I fucking love Fast and the Furious. What the fuck was that? Jason Statham and The Rock. I thought that was a parody. Okay, that's a different podcast, but that was a fucking garbage. Anyway, trailers are awful, and I don't watch them. So go fuck yourself.
So Avengers, like there are a couple where I will hard pass. Avengers, no, I will not watch anything. I didn't watch that second trailer. No, I
my
won't watch
God.
anything. Star Wars 9, no,
hypocrisy.
I won't watch anything. I'll watch.
There was a second trailer for Endgame.
Yeah, they had some little thing
Bup,
that
bup,
pop up at. I think it was during the Super Bowl, right? No,
That was nothing. It was.
doesn't matter, right? I won't watch it. Episode 9.
He showed a bunch of shipping.
Episode
like,
9. I'll watch
with
the
Road to
first.
Gambit. I'll watch it.
Episode 9. I'll watch the first trailer, and that's it, right? But you know, I
Tyler Perry, I'll watch all those trailers. They look great.
I'm not too worried about Joker, or I'm not too
Medea's
worried
Avengers.
about like Far From Home. Like, okay, whatever. Like,
How many New Mutants trailers are you gonna have to watch to get you interested in that
oh,
movie?
you're never going to see another one. So,
Is that
but speaking
actually a
of
good movie?
trailers,
It's done.
It's done. They're not.
Are they actually going to release it?
TBD.
yeah. Speaking of trailers,
straight to streaming now?
Dark Phoenix.
I thought you were talking about where I live.
Who watched that Dark Phoenix trailer? Because
I watched it.
So this is my tweet.
Oh, Donald Trump. I love Ryan Higgins. No,
The X-Men
God,
movies
don't ever try that accent again.
make no sense and are stupid and convoluted, and who cares at this point? Period. I will see this in the theater. Period. Right? Like that is my stance on the X-Men movies at this point. These make no sense. They're just nonsense at this point. I will still watch them.
You know what
but
you're watching?
Please,
You know what you're watching them for, right? Future GIF usage.
get this movie away from Fox. Please, Marvel,
franchise.
hurry up.
So, but wait, where did it go wrong? First Class was
X-Men
generally
3, X-Men
thought
3,
of
X-Men 3,
well.
X-Men
No,
3,
but
X-Men
First
3.
Class was well
Nope.
regarded.
Higgins and Scott Shea apparently because he just gave me a shifty look that was either that he's turned on by me or that he's upset with my opinion. But
I know The Last Stand is not good, but
Last Stand.
Hold on. We have a question. We have a question from a very smart and very handsome man named
Bryce.
Indy Gator.
Future Bryce, so I'll allow it.
It says,
No. Is Binding also attached to this?
No, go fuck that guy.
what are your worst 3 X-Universe related movies from Fox and why? Ryan can't use Dark Phoenix yet, but go ahead and guess where it falls. No binding question this week. That was his
Well,
question.
I am going to.
Well,
Craig, I'm going to kick back in my chair and let Bryce go on.
Wow.
I am excited to hear this.
Here,
Worst
hold my beer.
3.
Oh wait, it's
Literally.
it's empty. Wait, hold on.
Worst 3 Fox. It's funny because we actually
Okay,
just
now
had
it's
this
empty.
X-related. He didn't
X-related.
specifically say X-Men.
I did my official ranking on the Geekbox last night, which will go up prior to
Craig's
this.
question?
No, because we were talking Dark Phoenix.
Okay.
So I already know my order of the X movies. So, but
He's always prepared.
everyone else, I want to hear your
Scott's
guys.
turn first.
So, worst.
Starting from the bottom or the top?
He said bottom 3, but whatever you want to give us.
So bottom 3 in no particular order, or
But we're going to say
In order to do that,
just say 3 you don't like, because if you're trying to put them in
just do the
order
3 you
of
don't
worst, you're going to be sitting
the
here.
worst.
Just the 3 you don't
Last
like.
Stand.
I'm championing the bit here.
Last Stand. Days of Future Past.
Oh, what the fuck?
No, is that the last one or is that Apocalypse?
That was Apocalypse.
The actually not
Apocalypse
bad
was the last one.
No,
in the bad era.
what was the last? What was
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse.
That one wasn't awful. I just watched that the other day. It was
Wolverine
bad. But
Origin?
Oh, is that allowed?
Yeah.
Worse than X3.
Yeah, that one was terrible.
But TBD for my version of the answers.
I know 1 and 2 were good, and then the restart was good on the first one. Wolverine. What was the one where
The Wolverine was real good.
Yeah, that one was good, and Old Man Logan was good.
Logan was good.
It's just Logan, not Old Man.
Was it really just?
It was just Logan.
3, the Wolverine. They were all great because they had X-Men characters. Other than that,
Can I give what I have to believe is the
Not Deadpool or
commonly
Deadpool 2.
accepted
Exactly.
bottom 3?
Okay, go.
I have to assume the commonly accepted bottom 3 is in no particular order. It is Wolverine Origins, X3, and Apocalypse.
Yeah, dude. There's fucking no question.
Right.
That is exactly the 3, and that's the only 3.
Right.
There's nobody putting any of the other movies below those 3.
Wait. Dark Phoenix will vie for a spot there, apparently.
Craig said you're not allowed to include that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to follow the
that's
rules
what I'm saying. Guess
because
where
my
we're-
future self
No, he said
went back
guess
in
where we would
time
land.
and wrote these rules.
I have to assume we all
You know
agree
what
with
fit
that
on
as
that
the bottom
list
3.
with those
I
3?
haven't seen Apocalypse, so I
Yeah.
can't
Okay.
comment
You're
on
not
that.
On those 3,
anything.
I
What would
feel
you
like
put in
it's
other than Apocalypse?
right above Apocalypse. The worst X-Men movie would be Green Lantern.
What the? Fuck?
I think you're on par with like Days of Future Past.
But
starts to get
is
so
it
bad.
remedied because Higgins, aka Ryan Reynolds, goes back in time and kills himself for
Let's see if
picking
Bryce
up.
gets so mad if he agrees with my list. Let me give you
No,
my-
there is no fucking anger except for the fact that is the exact right list that.
I have no preference. I would say
Last Stand, Wolverine Origins, and Apocalypse are the fucking very easily the bottom of the barrel.
my
There's
list-
no question.
Sensitive subject.
my list bottom to
There
top.
is-
My list bottom to top.
in another barrel.
My list bottom to
They're
top.
in another barrel.
My list, bottom to top.
Craig, bravo on this.
X-Men 3.
Bravo on this question.
Sorry,
this is good
He
radio.
only knows to ask this question because he remembers what it was like in the past.
Bottom to top.
Some time
bottom to top.
travel joke there.
Wolverine Origin, bottom.
That's terrible.
X-Men 3.
Wait. It's apples and oranges. Wait, apples and bananas. Bananas and apples. There's some fruit thing there. But Last Stand had Juggernaut, which was awesome. Even though the Juggernaut was absolutely the worst. But it also had Multiple Man, and Multiple Man was
cool.
Was very cool.
How do you like Gambit in Wolverine Origins?
There's been... Okay. Unacceptable. We don't...
How do you like Deadpool in Wolverine Origins?
That wasn't Deadpool.
It was Wade.
You can only laugh about Wolverine Origins as long as you're willing to admit that Green Lantern was just as bad. Because they made fun of, in a neutral category, which is Deadpool 2, obviously very neutral, they made fun of both films and said that they were both trash, and they agreed that Green Lantern was worse than Wolverine Origins.
So
that is not fake news.
Above Apocalypse.
No, yeah, you're right.
Above
it
Apocalypse.
Is that Green Lantern is worse because
and this is where
hold on.
And this is where I may get some blowback. Days of Future Past.
Wait, what was your list? I'm sorry. I was too busy reveling in my own accuracy to listen to your fallacy.
Last week's episode, Bryce.
You
his
like
list.
But for new listeners.
Oh, yeah.
more than Days of Future Past?
Right above Apocalypse.
Where the fuck did you hit your head?
Right above Apocalypse, bottom to top. So Wolverine Origins, X3, Apocalypse.
Okay.
Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's fine.
You're good?
Yeah, but you just agreed with me. What do you mean I'm good? Yeah,
No,
I'm fucking good.
I'm talking to Brock back here.
Yeah, no, I'm
that
making
had
sure.
me
I was like,
backwards.
why are you doing 4?
Okay.
Are you fucking like...
Are you pulling a Bryce? With
The only way you're pulling a Bryce is by being handsome and accurate and in concert with the rest of the fucking...
He's not letting you do all the X movies.
right now.
He is in concert with us, so you're in concert with all the
Now
handsome,
here's where
accurate gentlemen.
Charlie.
I love the fact that this is taking us like 5 times longer than it should.
Now here's where
Everybody agrees.
If everybody just said
because
3
it's not a
movie
fucking
titles.
question. Because there's 3 absolutely worst movies of
why
this
are we going
universe.
over
So
3?
Bryce, bottom to top, how do you rank your X-Men? Worst, best? You obviously
I just did.
Bought-
He just agreed with you.
So in the other bucket,
Wait, what do you mean agreed with him? It was my idea first.
to the top.
No.
Bottom to top.
in the other bucket, bucket 1 of the trash, we've taken it out.
Okay.
The other bucket.
Okay, Wolverine Origins is the fucking worst.
That's in the bucket.
Apocalypse is the second worst, and Last Stand is the third worst.
Okay, keep going
No.
to the best.
We'll be here till...
That's what I was trying to do.
First class is next.
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
go fuck yourselves.
Okay, I put Days of Future Past.
I would actually need a full list in front of me to do it. Yeah,
Wow.
because I've had way more beer than you, bro.
Okay, Bryce. X-Men 1,
2 since I got here. What the
X-Men-
fuck do you think I've been doing all day?
X-Men 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
Days of Future.
you can't even get
class.
it straight.
First Class.
Days of Future Past.
Hold on.
Shush.
X-Men 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
3 Wolverines.
Okay.
2 Deadpools.
Two
Okay,
Deadpools.
the next
and
worst.
then 3
and
new
3 First
X-Men's.
Class.
Okay, so after Apocalypse, the next worst is First Class. After that, it's The Wolverine.
Okay.
And then after that, they're all fucking great. I mean, after that, it's a fucking short road. So
Deadpool 2 is much lower on my list than Charlie wants it to be.
no, I mean dude. Another factor that is not fair about this thing is that
Deadpool 1 is
the fact that they're separated by decades. And then
Probably
you get
number
into
2
the
or 3.
whole quality of film versus nostalgia factor. That's not even fair at some point in time. You have to be
opinion,
able to
dude. Get on
differentiate. All right,
How many other questions do we have to get through tonight?
a lot, but I put my top 3 as Logan, X2, and Deadpool. Those are my top 3.
So my top 3 are honorary mention Cable movie, and then X2, yes, and then probably X1 for what it did for the industry, and then Deadpool 1.
'Cause that's a
and
team
then
book that knew how to
fourth
grab him by the
place
balls.
is Old Man Logan, whatever it was actually called.
Logan.
It's Old Man Logan.
Was it really just called Logan
just
by
called
itself?
Logan.
What a fucking boring name.
Great movie.
It was a fucking amazing movie.
So that Dark Phoenix trailer is pretty crap, though. By the way, although I will points Ooh, does Bryce care about costumes? Let's see how mad he gets. Points for the Grant Morrison, Frank Quietly costumes. They don't look fat, but still.
Are they all fucking chubby as fuck?
Awful looking trailer.
Those costumes can go fuck themselves. Just, professionally.
Next question.
And maturely.
Final news topic before we move on to our questions.
A news topic.
Wait, what was Craig's other question though? In that
no binding.
He has a no binding question.
Well, allow me to tell you about. Okay.
Final news story for all us Generation X people in this room, which is
X-Men?
most of us.
I'm here.
Most of us. Gen X.
Oh.
An icon passed away today. It's very comics related to, based on current work. That is
like
that is 90210's Luke Perry, also known as
Dylan McKay.
On Riverdale as Daddy Andrews, right? Archie Andrews.
Love that guy. They're going to do a 90210 where they are now, except for Shannon Doherty. She did not sign on, but the rest of them had signed on.
Yeah,
Anybody?
Yeah.
Ryan apparently watched some 90210 last week.
No, apparently all of them had already signed on.
Yeah, they announced it the day
How
he had his
fucking
heart
nobody
attack.
but Charlie? Oh, Kevin's just being polite and quiet. Okay, that's so unlike you. Oh wait, no, it's just like you. Okay.
Look how casual he looks.
Look at the side of the table over here.
Look how casual he looks.
But Luke Perry,
Marvel Puzzle Quest, handsome.
Luke Perry died after a massive stroke at the age of 52. Way too young.
Yeah. I love. Wait. This is obviously a tragedy, but
a massive
stroke. What the fuck? Who decides if it's a massive versus?
The doctor.
Any stroke kill you?
Yeah.
Are they all massive?
You can absolutely have a minor stroke and not die.
Yeah.
No, what I'm saying is nobody has a minor stroke and doesn't die.
It can.
You can.
I think it can. You can probably have a massive stroke and live. It's just not going to be great.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Wasn't Kevin Smith's also a stroke?
He had a heart attack. Yeah.
My point is not to make light of it. My point is that, if you have a massive stroke, of course you probably don't have a good chance of surviving.
Riverdale has been a very popular show, very fun show for CW, and kind of a big turnaround for Luke Perry in his career, and he's very popular on that show. So they're obviously they're halting production on Riverdale for a little while because, one, to mourn, but two, to figure out what to do because they just lost one of their major actors. Yeah. So I'm not sure exactly what they're going to do going forward.
He was a major part of the show?
Yeah, I mean, he was Archie's dad, and he was easily... So they had the kids and the parents, and it was basically two separate shows, Parentdale as they like to call it, and all the parents on the show
but in
are
the same show, just separating the episodes.
No, I mean their plots obviously go together, but the adults are all we're all teenage heartthrob actors when we were young. So guys like Luke Perry and Matt Janamick from Twin Peaks and Skeet Ulrich, and so all of these people.
Skeet Ulrich was also in this show?
Yeah. So it's all these 90s kid, 80s, late 80s, early 90s, teen actors are now the parents to all these new heartthrob teen actors.
Okay, not
Riverdale.
to take away from the tragedy too much, but whose
mom is what's her name?
Jughead's mom?
Yeah.
Did they show Jughead's mom?
Yeah, she's the...
God, I don't remember.
Probably Aunt May.
She's the mechanic.
Mechanic?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
At the top of my head, I don't know.
I have to know who Skeet Ulrich is romantically involved with.
That's a weird question.
Well,
for new listeners.
He's Jughead's dad. So
right.
Jughead's
that does
mom.
not answer my question.
If it's something for the more recent episodes, I don't know. I don't remember them showing Jughead's mom in the current season.
Missed opportunity.
But I haven't seen this season. I've only seen the first two.
Oh, fake fan. Okay.
Sorry, just catching up. So very, very, very sad. Luke Perry passing. That's
that does suck. I mean, 52, man. That's way too fucking young, dude.
Yeah, very young.
Gina Gershon.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s, she was doing some interesting work.
Yeah, I know that name, but I don't remember where I know her from.
She was in Showgirls and Bound. The Wachowskis.
Oh, Bound. Yeah, that's a movie.
Bound.
Yeah,
classic.
Yeah, it's. Have you ever seen that? It's exactly what it sounds like.
No, I've literally not seen it, and because it sounds like.
No.
Did you watch Showgirls?
What?
You should see it. Bound. I'm not kidding.
So Showgirls is actually.
Oh dear!
It's
Leanne, cover your ears.
It's not horrible.
No, it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
I mean, it's actually kind of sad in some parts too, but it's a weird movie. But
Sad.
A friend of mine is making a documentary about Showgirls
Oh,
where
really?
they're interviewing all the people who would.
I mean, Showgirls is like a massive cult hit now.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
a humongous fan base for that movie. Remember,
She was
like
in Red Heat.
it's not actually like a straight porn or anything like that. It's not
It is
compared.
It is. If you're trying to find a porn in this day and age, and you're going to watch Showgirls, you are in for a fucking massive wave of disappointment.
Like I think they can show Showgirls 99% on the CW now unedited. Like it's so tame compared to anything that's on TV now.
Wait, who's that? She's smoking.
Yeah, that's Gina Gershon.
Who's that?
That's Gina Gershon.
That's who Skeet Ulrich is.
That's
His
Oh,
wife.
that's his-
And that's Jennifer
Yeah.
Tilly.
Anyway, the random pick of the week is Bound,
Whoa.
which is the Wachowski's first movie.
Yeah.
Pre-Matrix, their fame.
Yep.
I would stand up, but I can't stand up right now.
We have a ton of questions.
Sure
Bryce, your fans showed up and
Well, it's about fucking time, motherfucker.
You mean all those ghost accounts that Bryce Larsen quotes made?
oh, sock puppets. Travis.
Found out tonight is Bryce.
Yeah.
Tooting his own horn.
I've spent all day logging in.
Dude, that clickbaity shit.
Gotta log in.
Travis over at Current Comics wants to know, Bryce, you still reading any DC comics? If so,
I
which
am.
ones?
Well, I'm Travis. I love you, my man. It's the exact same ones. It's the once a year Doomsday Clock, Heroes in Crisis, which I'm sure will be good once it's all explained and fucking done with. But to fucking date, oh god, this is exhausting. The fucking moment Harley Quinn gets the better of Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman, I'm like, go fuck yourselves, DC. You are the fucking lamest comic industry ever. Comic company, sorry, not industry. It was the first or second issue? Anybody? Nobody? It's definitely not Charlie. Okay, so I'm by myself. So, yeah, Harley Quinn gets the fucking better, or the best of Wonder Woman. Oh!
No, I remember what you're
Oh, is
talking
Marvel
about
Puzzle
now.
Quest over? What?
Well, I'm waiting until the next day's stuff starts, so now I have like 2 minutes to kill, so...
Okay, give me 2 minutes about how I'm right, because the hashtag is not Charlie's right.
Challenge or the
The PvE.
Don't eat up his 2 minutes with that.
No, but no, it is very weird the way they pushed up Harley Quinn. And
Thank you.
It was either
Yeah.
issue 2 or 3. I don't remember which. But
It was, I
But
think,
when
2.
she gets away from Batman by
Right?
outplanning him,
Yeah,
basically.
exactly. What the fuck? Keep going.
nobody outplans Batman.
Yeah. No, it.
I don't know, the Batman who laughs.
Would you fucking
way-
keep talking, Charlie?
The way they've handled a lot of the stuff in the mystery, I like, but the way they're handling the heroes investigating it, I don't like.
It's been fucking. There's been none of it. What else? What is one other thing that you don't like specifically? One thing. Just one. Just a single thing.
It's not directly tied to Heroes in Crisis in the individual issues, but
I'll
I
take
thought
it. You have 2 minutes.
I thought the price could have been handled better. Like they tried to be here's some aftermath, but it didn't really work for me.
Okay. What is one thing that you like about Heroes in Crisis? I mean, other than it's some Higgins answer. It's all good. It's DC.
I like the fact that this feels like Identity Crisis to me. That by the end of it,
I agree with that.
hopefully there will be some big shocking reveal that will make a lot of this make sense. And I'm still kind of hoping that Higgins is right about various characters
God.
not actually being dead.
That even sentence. Oh.
Well,
Because at this point, I don't like the amount of characters who just up and died in Heroes in Crisis. Like just even like off panel, basically. They're just like, here's a bunch of bodies.
Well, we don't really know yet.
I know. And as I said, until we get to the end, I'm still hopeful the end will pay off enough that it will become one of those series I love. But right now, if that ending doesn't tie up some of this, it won't.
Okay. Higgins, would you like to rebut before I fucking lay into him?
no.
Go.
Something else we could compliment.
Yes. What can we compliment?
The art is good on every page, and on some pages
Yeah.
it is outstanding.
I don't know where that came from, but I totally agree.
Yeah,
I mean, there's some splash pages that are just amazingly good.
That Shining Knight page might be one of my favorite comics or panels.
I don't really know what it had to do with the story, but I'm sure glad it was in there.
Too.
Yeah,
that Adam Strange one was nice. Too.
Yeah, whole all the scenes. Well, just kind of going over random characters.
Yeah,
kind of just touching on all of them.
Just like a medieval time setting, just seemed way out of place for that story.
Yeah.
But I sure liked that page. It was gorgeous. Yeah.
So I 100% agree with that unsarcastically. The art has been really, really good. What I realized that I love, and I realized this between reading Heroes in Crisis for DC, and I don't want to give too much time to DC because go fuck yourselves, DC. But I have to say, I don't read a lot of DC. I only read Doomsday Clock, Batman, and Heroes in Crisis, and Shazam. But I have to say that the art and the storytelling is so good, and that really, I'm not sure if there's anybody any good at DC besides Tom King and Jeff Johns. I'm sure that there are, and I just don't read them. But what I absolutely love and cannot be overstated enough was before Heroes in Crisis came out, I was like, okay, he's like what was he, a hostage negotiator or something, Tom King? He was like some
CIA. Some
sort of okay, we're going to go with what I said. So oh
dear God.
He was basically a hostage negotiator for the CIA, and that was not a fart by Brock. That was him sighing, which sounds the same. Anyway, so what he's done with this series is that I found so incredible is that I thought that it was going to be a lot of, okay, let's hear a bunch of, pro government, pro CIA sort of jibba jabba that's been incorporated into your writing, which has been mainly non-government. What he's done so far with Vision and with Batman, although there's a lot of that carries over to the Batman stuff that I'll talk about later probably, but. I found that I was ready for the eye roll with Heroes in Crisis, and there's a line in Heroes in Crisis, I forget which number, about how he specifically says that that all of us non-military people see these heroes that have to go to psychiatric care in some capacity as being damaged, when in fact they're not damaged so much as they have these battle scars that they sort of opt into. It's not what they get because they are flawed. It's what they get because they opt into it and they know what they're getting ahead of time and they do it for us. And I thought that was truly profound and found myself being like, yeah, that's fucking great, and not being pro or anti-military. I mean, fucking God bless all the people in the military, but I've never been pro or anti. I've just never thought about it. But he made me think about it in a way that was like, wow. I mean, I guess that is a great parallel that I've never really seen. I've always seen superheroes as an escape for the I guess the armed forces and the military and whatnot. But I've never really thought about the fact that, yeah, that it's a direct parallel, and it is an opt-in, and they're not just like, if you have a psychological problem as a result of this experience that you've had, that it's your fault. It's that you know what you're getting into, and you're stronger and braver because of it. So fucking that's awesome, and I never would have gotten that without Tom King. And fuck yeah, man, Tom King. I mean, changes my life with his writing, not hyperbolically and not sarcastically. He's fucking amazing. Anyway, yeah. So Heroes in Crisis has been great. So yeah, I'm reading that Doomsday Clock every other year when it comes out, and Batman, which I could I have similar parallels to how good his writing is there, but it's
you're getting like 8 or 10 issues of Batman for every one Doomsday Clock. So
right. So Doomsday Clock, I'm sure will be collected and it'll be brilliant, whatever the fuck.
But we'll get an oversized deluxe hardcover when we need it.
I'm sure that we will. But anyway, Tom King is the fucking best, and I'm really bummed that he's not doing Marvel books, but I'm really happy that he's just existing at all, because fucking Heroes in Crisis and Batman are so good.
Forgot about Mr. Miracle. Well,
that's over now.
That is over, and I could talk separately about that. That I feel like that's like more of a Grant Morrison thing, where like I'm sure that somebody with a bigger brain than me could like coalesce that and be like, oh no, it's a treatise on world peace or whatever the fuck.
Got one of your favorite lines in it. Batman kills babies.
Well, that's not my. Okay.
Hey, Bryce, we had a question last week. I'm going to put it to you right now.
Well, for new listeners, because I listened to last week's episode.
Well,
Yeah, but
I
you
gotta
didn't
go
have it-
though. I'm out.
Goodbye, Brock.
Bye, Brock.
Later.
Next week.
Okay,
Bye.
Brock. What a gentleman.
Continue.
The listener question was, if you could have Tom King write a Marvel book of your choice, what would you put him on?
Well,
It doesn't even have to be something that exists
Okay,
right now.
So I would want. I mean, like this is sort of cherry picking an answer, but I would kind of want him on like a unique thing of his own design. Like Heroes in Crisis came from nothing, and like it's not the second coming of Zangief, which is on the TV right now. It's not the second coming of what's the best thing? It's Vision out of nowhere, fucking incredible and amazing. Came out of nowhere. I would want him to do another out of nowhere book. I would want him to take. He could have just as easily. Heroes in Crisis could literally be taken to the Marvel universe. It could have been done with Marvel characters. It could have been done in that universe. It could have been fucking. He probably had the template in his mind when he went to DC, and it just like happened to be that he was hired by DC.
Well, he told a story in an interview how he pitched Fantastic Four before going to DC, and Marvel turned it down. That's why he's there.
God damn it. Well, that just makes me frustrated. Look, I'm not frustrated at the end of the day because, believe it or not, I actually really like
still
DC
get the
comic
greatness.
books. I still get the greatness is the point of it. And so whether or not it comes out for DC or Marvel, I don't give a fuck because it's so well written that like the superheroes, it doesn't really matter. It could be interchangeable. And it's so good. If you guys aren't reading Heroes in Crisis, you absolutely should because Tom King is a badass. You should read Vision. You should read Batman. And I have so much, even more if you can even imagine it, to say about Batman. But what I'm reading now, to answer the question, I'm reading Heroes in Crisis, Doomsday Clock, Shazam, and Batman. I've gotten 2 issues of Shazam. Haven't gotten to them yet. So my top 3 are Batman, Heroes in Crisis, Doomsday Clock, every other year that it comes out. But fucking Tom King's the fucking tits, man. He's dope. He's great. He's really
Part
good.
2 of question number 1.
Oh,
He's
no,
dope.
Craig's was question 1. This is question 2.
okay,
Let's at least
Yeah.
give ourselves credit here.
We've made way more progress than you think.
Travis says, can we expect a Captain Marvel review next week? And yes, next week's episode will be all or most about Captain Marvel. So we'll get to that.
Oh, yeah.
Can I take my son to see Captain Marvel and do a post-movie interview with him again? Or was he so bad?
When did he do the last one?
So I took him to see Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse or
Yeah,
whatever, and I did a little mini interview with him.
Yeah.
And he was just the absolute worst.
Did you not even post it?
No, I posted it, and if Higgins didn't post it because it was so bad, I wouldn't blame him because it was bad. Yeah,
Was it-
he's 6 years old.
Was
What
it
do you
on
want?
Patreon?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
Ask
pretty sure it was
Higgins.
on Patreon.
Oh,
Oh,
you're not a patron?
I'm not a Patreon.
What the fuck? You're a co-host and you're not a.
I'm a guest.
Well, either way, nobody's perfect.
Dan
Except for me.
says, did you guys have fun ordering the 736 War of Realms variant covers, though? But seriously, does any shop outside Midtown and other online sellers get enough variants to outside of
No.
special requests or speculator-driven covers? Man, do you see all those covers for War of Realms? Oh, boy, there was a lot.
No.
But Marvel
Let me guess.
seemed to have learned
Oh, Brock's gone, so
a lesson
you
or
lost like half your
or
audience.
figured something out because they made every single one of these covers for War of Realms
Fully
that was,
returnable?
No, but all the ones that were a meter exceed or some sort of qualifier are now all just straight open order. That includes the J. Scott Campbell cover. That includes the blank cover. That includes the Frank Cho cover. So they still have incentive covers that are the 1 in 25, 1 in 50, 1 in 100, yada, yada. But all these ones that we previously had to jump through hoops on, we can now just order whatever we want.
Do these count towards the incentive
They
covers
sure
as well?
do. Yep, they sure do.
Wait, what the fuck? That
So,
sounds like
finally-
everything you've been fucking whining about.
Yeah, it
for
has.
years.
Yeah.
It's happening
It's
right
happening
now.
right now.
My hope is that they
Dang.
continue this for all their upcoming major launches. Now, with the amount of covers, and
Do you want to eat any crow or zero crow?
I mean, I'm very happy that Marvel's Marvel has been on fire recently.
Well, just savor it till they shut down.
Yo, sure.
Come on. Go out with the blaze.
This has been kind of one of the weird things that Marvel is stuck with for so long that retailers have been like, guys, you've got to get off this program because it doesn't work for most
telling
retailers.
you, they listen to this podcast.
They listen to people at Comics Pro, and so they changed it. So we'll see going forward if they bring this back for any of their upcoming launches or if this now sticks with Marvel going forward, that they're getting rid of those covers and many more covers are open order. Now, a lot of these covers we did not order shelf copies. I sent out an email that said, hey, look, I'm not going to stock 25, 26 covers on the shelf. If you want them, special order them. Select covers, yes, we will have obviously the J. Scott Campbell, obviously the Frank Cho. Some of these other covers that are really cool, I'll get a few shelf copies of. But, a lot of these, no, we're just going to get for special orders. But I'm very happy that Marvel's made this change.
So basically, one of your major complaints about Marvel over the past several fucking years, your biggest complaint, they've turned around and fixed, and it gets a little slight mention in the podcast. Good job, guys. Pat on the back.
I mean, we talked about this before, but
for new listeners,
Marvel has turned a lot of stuff around in the last year.
So would even you say that Marvel is better than DC now?
Yeah.
Because it seems to me that this is the only thing holding you back.
Yeah.
They have, like anything, they have their problems. DC has their problems. DC's done some dumb stuff recently.
They certainly do have their fucking problems, but how about Marvel, which is eliminating all their problems? Would you say that they have eliminated more problems than DC?
Yeah. If you want to buy every War of Realms if you want to buy every War of Realms comic, you're in over $250 for the first 2 months alone.
Yeah, I'm like almost there.
I didn't
get all of them, but I got most of them.
Of tie-ins and crossovers and stuff that's just kind of filler.
And I welcome them because the writing and the art is so good at Marvel.
I got no tie-in.
On like 5 of them.
What?
No tie-ins.
Not the X-Men tie-in?
I got
Charlie
what I
probably
get.
because he's the number 2 Cable fan.
I get X-Men.
What?
I get X-Men, so I would get that tie-in anyway.
Chris Bunch would like to know.
No. He'll send you an email that says, would you like to opt into this?
No, he doesn't. He just does it for me now.
Because I get all the X-Men too.
I bugged him enough that he just takes care of my hub himself.
No, if you don't answer the question, I mean, for some stuff, maybe I'll give it to you. But
Ryan gives it to me anyway.
You got to follow the
Don't
hub,
listen
man.
to him.
I know he's fucking.
I bother him enough.
No,
he's
that
like
he just does
Trump
it for me.
meets Gollum. Is
I
Ryan
do
Higgins.
what the hub tells me to do.
Okay.
If
Bryce Larsen quotes. I need a little chime.
You can't fucking call it out.
It
has to be spontaneous.
If the hub tells me Scott wants the X-Men crossover, then I give Scott the X-Men crossover. If the hub doesn't say it, I only listen to the hub now. So all praise the hub.
I feel like you're missing out on a lot of potential dollars from me as a consumer.
Chris Bunch says, "What's your favorite X-Men villain, excluding Strife?"
Is that
I
even
have so many
And
questions.
this is obviously for Charlie as well.
Wait, no.
For everyone.
Why would it be for Charlie? He's the number 2
It's
Cable
not.
fan.
It's not a
X-Men.
question.
Is Strife even a top 5 X-Men villain?
No.
Wait. Can you verbatim read the question again, please?
What's your
is a bigger-
favorite X-Men villain, excluding Strife?
I mean,
Apocalypse.
he is literally an X-Force exclusive and or Cable exclusive villain.
Right,
He is not even close to. Wait, is he trying to bait me? Are you trying to bait me or bait Charlie, the number 2 Cable fan? Okay,
Apocalypse. Apocalypse.
Magneto.
Is he asking for a top 5 with an honorable mention?
No, 5 honorable mentions is the limit.
What's your favorite X-Men villain?
Okay, favorite in what capacity? Power level, honorary, fucking pulls on my heartstrings.
Heartstrings. Go.
The reason that Charlie's wrong is because he hasn't read as many X-Men comic books as me. Look,
I question that.
The number 1 X-Men villain, don't be a fucking asshole, is Magneto. The number 1
duh.
Is
X-Men.
he still a villain?
Doesn't matter.
Have you been reading comic
No.
books for new listeners?
If Magneto
In
counts,
current continuity, is Magneto still a villain? That's all I'm asking.
Yeah. Did you read X-Men Blue? Because
No.
if you do, I'm sorry.
You told me not to.
Yeah,
you literally
well,
told me not
yeah,
to.
well,
It's true.
my advice was correct, and I'm right. And
so
handsome.
obviously Bryce didn't see when I gave X-Men Blue my runner-up status at the end of the year for Marvel stuff.
Well,
because it somehow became the best of the X-Men books as bad, as not great as it was.
That's just because
It
you
got
want to
better at the end.
I like Marvel Comics too. Look, I voted for X-Men Blue just so that you would
was okay.
sabotage the fucking Marvel universe.
It was okay.
Because your little DC trolls would come and be like, "Oh, Ryan Higgins voted for X-Men Blue. Let me go read this. Oh my God, my eyes are burning. This is awful. My brain is hurting. Oh, X-Men Blue is awful and terrible. Why would I ever watch another Marvel comic book or read? Also read. Why would I ever read another Marvel comic book ever? Ryan Higgins recommended this and suggested I'm going back to DC and the Milkman Man. Fuck this shit."
Oh yeah. If Magneto counts as an X-Men villain, then my favorite villain is Emma Frost. Like, she's incredible.
Okay,
I love Emma Frost.
I mean, I'll allow it.
Well,
That's a great answer.
Is it Emma Frost or is it the Hellfire Club? I
No,
feel
Emma
like it
Frost,
has to
Emma
be the
Frost.
Hellfire Club as a
Hellfire
group.
Club, whatever.
No,
they're all a bunch of schlubs
they're
outside
different.
of Emma Frost.
What?
Yeah, they're all.
Sebastian Shaw is not a schlub.
That dude's a.
Why do you even listen to him, dude? Why do you?
He's trolling me.
Yes, he is trolling
okay,
you.
he would
Sebastian Shaw is better than the entire DC universe.
one good issue where Wolverine's
except for Batman. Hashtag Batman is California.
one good issue where Wolverine's coming out of the sewer. And then every other appearance of Sebastian Shaw has been like, the Hellfire Club is a bunch of jokes, except for Emma Frost. She's the one.
Fucking, oh my fucking God. Jason Wingard literally starts the Dark Phoenix saga. Go fuck yourself. What the fuck are you even talking about?
That stuff
the
is
DC
good.
universe is the biggest
Mastermind.
joke. You have fucking nothing. Look. Okay, so
Number
Jason
one.
Wingard.
Claremont did one good
number
thing
one,
with them once and
Proteus?
then never again.
Okay,
Proteus? is cool.
Sauron?
I like Proteus. Sauron's. No.
What? The Savage Land. Anything about the Savage Land
Land's
is
cool,
Sauron.
but dude, wait.
Sure.
maybe.
I refuse to disagree or agree with Higgins. And so
Number
I'll wait till
two
he
for me
changes
is
his mind.
Mr. Sinister.
What about the Shi'ar?
Mr. Strange is really good.
No, they're frenemies. They're not enemies.
Yeah.
Don't be an idiot.
Yes.
Okay, look. Okay, you want what?
Does the Imperial Guard count?
Yes.
No, it does not. They're
I like
antagonists. They're not enemies.
I like the Imperial
Can you
Guard.
choose a team?
Yeah, I like the Imperial Guard a lot.
They're badass.
Can we talk about how we got the Mutant Liberation Front? Charlie, my man. Hey, put your fucking
Arcade?
phone down. Arcade is amazing. Hey, Marvel Puzzle Quest, put your phone down.
We're still looking for the
Mutant
Reavers
Liberation
here.
Front. They
The
just
dudes
brought that back. How awesome was that? When they fight Forearm? How fucking great is that? They'll-
It's no Mr.
Are you
Sinister
playing
or
your game? Are
Apocalypse.
you not listening to me?
Mr. Sinister?
Do you even read X-Men comics anymore?
Not unless
Sometimes.
Cable's in it.
Who's
Damn
the
it.
dude on the Reaver that's got like tanks for tank treads for legs? What's that guy's name? That guy's
He's
amazing.
more well known in HeroClix because
Yes.
he can only move vertically or horizontally.
Yes, this is true.
I fucking forget his name. What is his name?
I don't know. I can think of his figure.
So can I. Tank
It's
Tread
got
Boy.
like 6 clicks.
not very good.
Tyler Willits asks Bryce.
Wait. I don't think we were done with Bryce's.
Wait.
Bryce's.
That's
Wait.
because he has not actually answered a
No,
question.
I am going to answer right now. You want a top 5 X-Men villains?
No,
Yes,
one.
go. One.
He said one.
You said
Oh,
Magneto.
I said Magneto.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
but you don't want a top 5 with an honorable mention?
What
we do. Yes, we do.
What would Cable order at Chipotle?
Look,
Chicken quesadilla.
listen. Okay, let me crack my knuckles.
Bryce's favorite
Oh boy.
food.
They're not popping
Bryce's
in the
favorite
microphone.
fast
glasses
food
up.
and comic character come
I
together
also
finally.
can't crack open a new beer because I'm not done. Listen, Tyler, you're obviously very handsome. You do a lot of running. That makes you very fit, which makes you also very handsome and have a good choice in hobbies. So I will tell you this in confidence because you have earned my trust. The thing that would be ordered by Cable at Chipotle is exactly what I would order at Chipotle, which is, since I'm over 30, just like Cable,
a bowl.
I've moved on from steak burritos, and sometimes I go bowls, but I'm going to stick with burritos now because, look, burritos are like bananas. You take them with you. You don't have you don't have to discard remnants other than the tinfoil that wraps around it. Just like the banana peel has banana peels that you have to discard, but like it's like a snack that you can take with you or put
Portable.
away as you.
It's portable.
Thank you for using the word portable. Scott is here to help me out because
I'm on the edge of my seat
I'm on
literally
color.
for this answer, Scott, because I think I had the Bryce burrito today in his honor. And I'm going
Okay.
to see if I got it right.
well.
Let's do it, buddy.
I hope that you're welcome. So what you do is you say, okay, look, I'm over 30, which I think one or two of us are, and you say, because I'm gonna have chicken because it's just as much protein as
Because
steak.
you're a fucking adult.
Because I'm a fucking adult, and I'm fucking adults, which is only my wife, and that's all I'm gonna do. So what is happening? Okay. Anyway, so what you do, whether you get a bowl or a burrito, you're gonna get chicken. You're gonna inline at Chipotle. You're gonna get black beans because they're healthier than pinto beans. You're gonna get brown rice because it's healthier than white rice. You're gonna say, yes, I would like some cheese, please. And then they're gonna move you along the line, and then just as they're about to like move out of the cheese, you're gonna. Oh wait, I guess the cheese comes later. They're gonna say, would you like any peppers or onions? I personally don't like them, but I will not look down on you if you like them. And so you go ahead and
what about Cable?
And you get them. They say, what kind of salsa would you like? And you say, I'm sorry, I am a Marvel fan, not a DC fan, so I can't handle spicy salsa. So I'm gonna get.
I want my salsa on the side.
I want my salsa on the side.
Cable wants his salsa on the side.
Cable wants his salsa on the side.
Bryce, is the salsa from Chipotle that is just tomato, is that too spicy for you?
What Cable would say and what I say when
that
literally what I say when I go into Chipotle every day nowadays is salsa slide by one. And really, Charlie? Nothing? Oh, it's a silent chuckle. Okay, salsa slide by one. So you get the salsa on the side. Try saying that 5 times fast. Salsa on the side.
Salsa slide by one.
Salsa slide by one. And then they look at me and they say, "What?" And I say, "Just forget the salsa, motherfucker." And then I say, "Okay."
Sorry that onion.
And then they
is too
ask you to
spicy
leave.
for you.
So then I get a little cheese, and they put cheese on my bowl or my burrito, whichever I'm getting, and then I pause as I wait for them to get to the next station because I want a little extra cheese, and I say, you know what? Can I get just a little extra cheese? Not so much that they charge you for double cheese, but just enough so that they throw on a little extra cheese because I like the little extra chease, you know. Cause
you want to feel like you're getting a deal.
I want to feel like I'm getting a deal. That's I guess that's what's happening. Yeah, that's I guess what's happening. So then they say, go for it, motherfucker. Here's your extra cheese. Would you like guac? Fuck yeah, I want guac. Oh, does it include those onions that you didn't want on the salsa, you picky motherfucker? And I say, hey, I am descended from Cyclops and Madeline Pryor. You can go fuck yourself. And they're like, holy fuck, I just work at fucking Chipotle. What the fuck do you have against me?
Are you going to say Sizzler?
Jesus Christ. Holy shit. Okay, we're going to close after this, and you are cut off. No more fucking, what are those coronitas? Coronitas. No more coronitas for you, asshole.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, God, I had too many coronitas before I ordered my Chipotle. And then my fucking clone brother walks in, and I'm like, fuck you, Strife. What the fuck are you even doing here?
He gets the bell peppers.
And he's like, you didn't order extra cheese? You just asked for a fucking douchey side of cheese? What is wrong with you, you chintzy motherfucker? And I'm like, hey, I led the New Mutants to fuck you up, Strife. Go fuck you. Are we still recording?
Yes, we're still recording.
Okay, can
you take that
And
back?
remember, you have to store it in your burrito pouch.
Can we Okay, I was gonna say, can we edit that all out? But that joke of Charlie's
worth it to keep it
worth
in.
keeping it in. Okay, I want to edit everything that I said out, but can we keep in Charlie's
Just
joke?
leave in that line.
Yes,
There's a random
exactly.
drop in.
Can we please move on without me saying anything else?
Norman says, who is the number one Major X fan, Bryce or Charlie?
I mean, Charlie can have it. I just want to capitulate. I don't even want to ask his old lady, who's here, by the way, the dirty traitor.
The new Rob Liefeld creation.
I mean, dude, have you seen the cover? Of course, you've seen the cover. Charlie, of course, Charlie's seen the cover. Oh, yeah, okay. Look at the company that I keep. Yes, everybody's seen the cover. The cover is the worst.
What are the odds that Major X is Cable's son from the future and thus just another in a long line of Summers?
What I'm really worried about, honestly, is that they're going to Tony Stark this, where they're going to be like, oh no, it's actually his other clone. They're going to do some crazy thing that they don't need to do, but they're just going to do for clickbait and headlines, whatever the fuck they need to do. They're going to like make it so that you need to read this, and it's not going to actually have any impact on the actual continuity. Although I think that I had one too many actuallys in there, but yeah. What do you think, Charlie? Since you've said fucking so much.
It's not that he said so much,
right now,
it's you've said so little.
I don't give a crap.
If only
We'll see when
shut
the
fuck
actual
up.
issues come out if I give a crap, but right now I don't give a crap.
Yeah, I mean, it looks awful. I'm just really worried that it's so awful and such a money grab that they try to make it relevant. That's what I'm really worried about.
From Marco and Mr. Perez, 2 questions, but very similar. Have you guys read the recent Rosenberg issues of Uncanny or any of the Age of X-Men so far? Any of the event books that they've been doing? The weekly X-Men Uncanny book going on right now, or the miniseries event?
So before Scott's giving me the "it's not good, bro" face.
I actually
haven't. So I am only up to Uncanny X-Men because of in Oregon. There's so much snow, you wouldn't believe it. It's like the mail service doesn't exist, and so I've only gotten X-Men.
I just don't believe this is true.
So I'm only up to, well, whether or not it's true, I'm only up to Uncanny X-Men
the mail
number
just
8.
Doesn't come every
and
day.
So even though I may have recently received a very well packaged, oh, he's not here. It fucking is terrible packaging. Just kidding. I've only read through Uncanny 8, even though I have 9 and I think 10 and Age of X-Man Alpha. I have not read them yet, so I don't know why I'm still talking. I do. I'm a narcissist.
Have you been catching up on any of those, Charlie?
Is that?
Not in a while. Not since I scaled back how much
I'm a
time I'm
Charlieist
here at the
is,
shop.
I guess what that equates to.
Comic Boom says, if you guys notice any...
Nobody else? You asked me and Charlie, nobody else?
Well,
what if Scott or Kevin are very caught up on Age of X-Men X-Men Alpha?
I'm behind, and I look at the covers, and I'm like, yeah, no. As I go through my stack, it's like, ooh, that's at the bottom.
So I have 2 issues of X-Men
Sometimes
to
I
read.
just-
When you put it at the bottom, though, are you going to get to it, or are you...
Sometimes it depends on if I tape it up. If I tape it up, then it's never coming out again.
Yeah. I have 2 issues of X-Men to read, and then I can start on the new Uncanny run because I've been trying to catch up. But
Wait, you mean you're going to finish X-Men Red?
I finished Blue and Gold. Yeah, now I only have a couple.
Fuck,
I finished
dude, let
Blue,
me spoil it for you. It's
Blue
fucking
Gold,
awful.
Blue
Move
Gold,
on.
Blue Gold, astonishing,
X-Men
and
Red
now I
is-
just have 2 issues left to read.
Tape them up.
Tape them and bag them and fucking put them in the museum.
So I have my stack of Uncanny. Age of X-Men, I left on the shelf.
Wait a
not
minute.
look great.
You are a fucking sphinx wrapped in a riddle, wrapped in a conundrum. There's some quote about that, or saying. But you're reading X-Men Red, but you won't read X-Men Alpha?
It's a lot, and I am not ordering copies to
No, but isn't there
bother
like a
reading.
main spine of the...
No, it's totally disconnected from the. It's
Wait,
its own
what am I
thing.
reading? X-Men Alpha?
I mean,
What
X-Men
did I-
Alpha and then the Age of X-Man. Yeah, it's the whole event miniseries in and of itself.
Okay,
Maybe
bro, just put down X-Men Red. It is no bueno.
Yeah, I have 2 issues left. I think I can finish it, and then I'm going to burn through the Rosenberg's Uncanny. But yeah, I haven't.
So
started the new
Rosenberg's
one.
Uncanny, by the way, has been good.
Yeah. I heard the annual was really good. Comic Boom
Wait,
says,
is that the one with Cyclops?
yeah, it was Cyclops. Yeah, and
That is
Wolverine.
really good.
Yeah. Comic Boom says, you guys notice any increase in sales for Captain Marvel comics approaching the movie premiere this Friday? And what's your prediction for opening weekend? Yeah, I mean, we've sold a lot of trades. Captain Marvel, prior to the recent run, we were selling 2-3 copies of it. It was a terrible seller. We hadn't carried shelf copies in years. But there was a big push with the Life of Captain Marvel miniseries. The new Captain Marvel book is doing, much better than the old ones. Not great, but much, much better than what the last mini was doing. And trade sales have been doing really good. We just got a big restock of the Life of Captain Marvel mini. I got the first volume of the Earth's Mightiest Hero trades on reorder. So opening weekend, I mean, we're hearing between 100 and 150 million. I mean, it's going to be a big, big opening weekend, despite what the internet's trying to tell you. I mean, anything in that range, I think is incredible. I mean, if it breaks 100 million opening weekend, that's awesome. That's just amazing. If it gets like 125, 130, 140, that's. I mean, we're talking second only to Black Panther, or
Because it's not
maybe
a
Avengers.
3-day
at this
weekend
point.
or holiday or anything,
No,
right?
just
no,
a
but it's
regular weekend.
Yeah,
So,
but
so it won't. I mean, it can't break 100 mil.
it
can.
could. Yeah, I mean,
Charlie,
that's like the.
what the fuck?
I think
you
100
play
mil is
Marvel
like.
Puzzle Quest all night long, and you just chime in with your little
To
sound
shut
bites.
you down, yeah.
Yeah, but I think including Thursday preview
Well
night, I
played.
think 100 million is about the lowball number right now. So I think that's
130 is the low
No,
ball.
100 I think is like the low estimate.
Okay,
they were
okay.
estimating 100 million back like in mid-February, and I'm pretty sure that's already gone way up.
I mean, yeah, I would love it.
It's from Bennett, says, as someone whose only experience with reading X-Men has been the Grant Morrison new X-Men run,
Oh,
what's a
dear
good
God.
or a good current or finished X-Men run that emulates
That was
the
a good
energy
one.
and weirdness of those
but
stories
very
you would
unique.
recommend. And Bennett, I will take this because the only other book you should read is the X-Force/X-Statix titles, and then stop reading all X-Men comics because
What the
nothing,
fuck? Bennett, stop! Bennett!
nothing will
No,
match
Bennett! Bennett,
those books.
take your headphones off, Bennett!
And the weirdness of that stuff, because there's nothing like it. There's nothing like the Morrison run, and there's definitely nothing like X-Force or X-Statix. This is all the Pete Milligan.
Wait, so is
run.
the weirdness what he loved about it?
Yeah.
Well, Bennett, nobody's perfect.
Yeah, there is nothing like Morrison's run outside of what Milligan was doing at the same time with X-Force.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't think of anything current, but like the Wolverine and the X-Men book kind of have
Yeah,
all this
yeah.
random energy to it.
A little quirky.
Yeah.
Charlie, for once, tonight is
X-Force
right.
and X-Statix.
For once, Charlie's right.
I said tonight.
Charlie,
I said tonight. I said
Charlie
tonight. I
is
said
right
tonight.
80% of the time. Charlie is right all the time.
Pete says, should the Dark Phoenix movie be
He's
straight to
moving on
Netflix
because you're wrong, Scott.
or Hulu rather than a theatrical release? I personally wish they'd save the story for the Disney-era X movies. Well, Pete, I'm going to tell you what, they're going to do it too. We're going to have our third Dark Phoenix movie
Peter.
by like 2030, right?
Peter, come on. Peter.
Just do yourself a favor and just watch the 90s X-Men cartoon
yeah.
and how they did it, and then
Charlie's
you'll be
not
happy.
often right. In fact, he's mostly wrong. But in this case, Charlie happened to luck into the right answer. No.
No,
Okay,
they're-
joking aside, Charlie's absolutely right.
It's going to make It's going to make $500 million internationally and domestic. It's going to make a
Which is
shitload of money.
nowadays kind of weak.
Well, but it's going to make a shitload of money because it's a comic book movie, and it's going to be a huge profit for Fox, and Disney's just going to take that money and they're going to do their own thing with it again. I mean, yeah, they're not. There's no reason to dump it on something else. The new rumor is that New Mutants is going to get dumped on Hulu again. I kind of don't believe it, but that movie's in just
God damn it.
reshoot
Fucking
hell.
kick that movie to the curb. I don't want my precious X-Men diluted to that.
Joaquin says, on a
dog.
scale from 1 to 10, how terrible is the current X-Force comic? I haven't read it.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Have you guys read the current X-Force comic?
I actually, a couple people told me it was
Holy
okay.
smokes.
Is it that bad?
Charlie, have you read it?
I have.
Oh,
two
he has
issues.
not read it. Is
Well,
the
no,
hesitation?
I read the issue 1.
Yeah.
I've not read the issue 2 or 3 yet.
Okay, wait. Issue 3 came out. I've not read issue 2.
This all follows
Wait,
up the
I don't
Death
think
of-
issue
Snow and
3
the
is-
Postman.
Death of Cable,
Sorry.
right? This is like the
The
follow-up to
fucking
Death
Yeah,
of
it's
Cable.
the follow-up afterwards, which
Yes,
is
they're
one of the
basically
few
looking
things
for
that-
young Cable.
yes.
Well,
But
Bryce, you better
whole-
establish the number because he said on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is it?
Holy fuck!
10 being the worst.
It is like DC level bad. Okay.
I'm here.
All right. Just making sure. Anyway, okay, jokes aside, even though that wasn't a joke, it's really bad. Look, when in 1991, Marvel made a great decision, which was let's put our best upper body drawer in charge of an X book, even though he can't draw ankles. We're going to put him in charge of this book of badass mutants that are sort of new and up and coming. And we're going to call it X-Force. And it's going to be this revolutionary book. Instead of about these liberal snowflakes, we're going to have this book be about these badass X-Men that just kick ass and take names and don't give a fuck. And it was called X-Force. And it was drawn by Rob Liefeld. And it was written by Fabian Nicieza. And I still can't pronounce it to this day. But the point is that I'm right. So it was an amazing book that to this day has been able to keep its gravitas and huevos when books like X Factor couldn't even though that's a much more acceptable name. So fast forward to today where they're like, okay, we finally pulled our head out of our ass and we are going to rename our fucking X-Men Gold book Uncanny X-Men, which is like, what the fuck took you so long? And we are going to name this book X-Force. Okay, great. What could go wrong? We're going to get most of the crew from X-Force into the X-Force book, and let's put it with the worst fucking writer and artist that has ever graced the Marvel Universe in January and February of 2019. And it is,
Who is that?
It's, I don't even know, but the covers are done by Pepe Le Raz. So you look at the cover and you're fucking like at least half mast, because you're like, this fucking book cannot go bad. This is going to be an amazing book. And then you open it and you're like, what the fuck? This is written worse than Cy Spurrier, and the art is worse than any DC artist, except for most of the DC artists who are great. How good is Tony Daniels? Tony Daniels is fucking the tits. He's great. But I don't know what artist they got for this. But what they did right in the 90s with X-Force was they were like, look, we've got a good writer. Let's get this hot, up-and-coming artist. And it launched this revolution, which was X-Force. Literally, nobody at this table is listening to me. This is so aggravating.
No,
we are totally listening to you.
You're both playing Marvel Puzzle Quest. My point is that they gave them this platform, this pedestal, to be this awesome tour de force, which X-Force was in the 90s. And this latest relaunch, they're like, let's get the worst artist.
Why couldn't they even? Couldn't they even get it to the point where Remender did his run? That was really good.
Remender's run is possibly, if not absolutely, better than
the
original one, because of Clayton Crane and Rick Remender. Totally underappreciated in their time. Totally killed it. But now we get this
trash.
What the fuck is his name? I know that it's What is the writer?
I feel bad if that guy listens to this podcast.
If
Sorry,
he does,
buddy.
I will definitely challenge him to either an arm wrestling match or an Indian leg wrestling match.
No, that's
because
not
I would beat him
politically
in
correct,
either one.
buddy. You can't do that. That's not politically correct.
Why not? Native American leg wrestling? What do you call it? I don't want to be politically incorrect. What
It's leg wrestling.
My
Leg wrestling.
issue with the X-Force book currently...
Wait, is it Ed Bryson?
Oh, that's exactly what I was going to say. It is. I had a whole thing before I came to California. Back to California. Love California. Miss California. California till I die. Hashtag Batman is California. I had a whole thing about how Bryce's son is shitting the bed. I had a whole thing about how Bryce's son. What the fuck? Bryce's son is the worst son I could have ever imagined. You're just ruining the X-Force legacy. He makes all of them sound like juvenile assholes. I don't know how, it's not his fault, but I don't know how long Boom Boom has been a fucking, alcoholic, which is, super depressing and aggravating. But the rest of them are super juvenile and immature. They're your fucking Teen Titans Go. It's absolutely the worst. And the art is holy, what the fuck? This looks like DC art, except for Tony Daniels. He's awesome. And except for a lot of, maybe Mike Deodato's going to go over to DC. I don't know. But anyway, DC doesn't actually have that bad of art. I'm just angry. Anyway, yeah, X-Force, man. So much potential. You relaunch it on the heels of Uncanny X-Men, which was really good and really promising, and you have this fucking, wet fart of a launch of X-Force, which is it could have been so much more. Ed Bryson is not that bad. Can you give X-Force to Donny Cates or Donny Coates? I'll take either one. Can you give it to, who else do we have? Jason Aaron? No. Can we talk about Jason Aaron and how awesome he is? Oh, no, we're still on this question? Okay, sorry.
So, with the X-Force book, the part that really bothers me is Uncanny set up certain things with the young Cable. Okay, X-Force actually catches up to him.
Not Uncanny.
You're right, Extermination.
Oh, wait, who was right? What?
Bryce, you were right.
Oh! I'm not surprised. That's the hashtag.
They literally went out of the way to sort of set it up. The X-Force team had already gotten to him. And
exactly.
Then this book kind of picks up none of those events kind of happened. It's
do you remember Fatal Attraction?
Yes.
Very similar in terms of they go their own way and they're trying to find Cable. And I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, but keep going.
I don't understand why they kind of ignore the end of the Extermination book. They're treating it like they're trying to catch him new again because he killed Cable when they already caught him. And I wasn't really happy with how they resolved that.
They're
but
have you seen this mystery guy? It's what the fuck? Yeah. You literally
He's not
have seen
a mystery
him.
guy anymore. I'm sorry. It's not a mystery.
You have had many splash pages with him.
Yeah. So
keep going.
I don't I don't like the fact that book that's supposed to spin off of this other book ignores the other book.
Well, Bryce's son is not as good as Bryce.
It happens.
Ulysses.
But that being said,
I'm going to ride that
being
joke.
said,
Is it a joke? If it's not funny,
I am more interested in the second story arc with Strife.
I mean, dude, at this point, he's got a long road to convince me to read issue 3.
Bryce, this is a question we have to ask you, and you
You're
have to
going to
answer
buy
this.
it. You're just not going to read it.
You have to answer
Oh,
this.
I'm
You ready?
definitely going to buy it. But
ready?
I'm fucking so disappointed, man. That's all. At the end of the day, I'm just disappointed. Uncanny X-Men has been great. Extermination was great. Fucking, they got Pepe Le
think you
Raz
heard
doing
me.
fucking art.
No.
Like they dovetailed Red, Astonishing, fucking
Nothing
gold,
break out?
blue and
You
gold.
good? Okay. You top off? You good?
Are you talking to me?
Bryce, I have a question here from Ulysses.
Oh, Ulysses.
You've
That's a
got to
handsome
answer
name.
this question.
You know that Ulysses is the, I believe, Latin name for Odysseus, which is the Greek version of it.
Why
I think
is
that is
DC better than Marvel?
Oh, Ulysses, you break my heart.
Why is DC better than Marvel, Bryce?
Well, I will
Just
answer
because
your,
of Batman.
I will answer your question.
If Batman was in Marvel, there would be even
I will answer your
no
question,
question.
with a very simple, very non-trolly, incredibly non-trolly, because that's the type of gentleman that I am. DC is better than Marvel in 2 capacities.
Number 1.
Number 1, you have Batman. Number 2, you have
Yeah.
Tom King. And number 2.5, you might have Mike Deodato. Just kidding. That's a fake one because that's not real. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously that's a troll joke. But look, the point is, both comic book companies are great. I don't think that this podcast gives enough. Wow. I can also say that they don't give enough.
Should I start Drunk History, except a drunk comic history with Bryce? Would this
Yeah.
be the greatest thing ever?
We can agree that it would be great because it involves me, but we can also agree that,
Could we get people to act it out, too?
dude, legitimately, how funny is Drunk History?
It's the funniest show on
It
TV.
is-
You'd have
It's
to
so
have
good.
Toby come into film, though.
Yeah. Oh, I want it out. I want it to actually air.
Yeah.
So.
Coming in 2030.
Right after Bryce tweets.
Oh, fuck you. That's a good one. Anyway, look, obviously that's a troll question, but I will say you guys have Batman and you have Tom King. So those are the only capacities in which you excel. But, if you lost Batman because hashtag Batman is California, you would literally go out of business.
I'm gonna see if I can.
Ooh.
I'm gonna see if I can find this. I'm gonna have to scroll back a little bit, but Gail, after I read some more questions,
Can I just say quickly here?
Yeah.
Can somebody else talk?
Bryce is correct.
What?
Ulysses and Odysseus are the same character.
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, I'm not surprised about that. I know that.
Oh, well, I was just.
But he
I
thought
was
he-
just giving you props on that because we skipped. You said it. And then
oh,
we went
oh,
right
oh,
we
into-
went we went right by that.
So actually, you know what? This is going to surprise very few people. I am a big mythology nerd because mythology, is there really much of a difference between mythology and comic books?
Nope.
There's really not. I took I took an extra year in college because I was on a 5-year program because it's a long story that I will
Because
only
college is fun.
tell you over
on
beer
Patreon.
or Patreon.
On Patreon.
Or maybe a bit. I don't know. Maybe both. I don't know. But anyway, I took a what was it? Classics class. I took some fucking class that involved reading the Odyssey and the Iliad and the fucking the Aeneid. And yeah, and fucking mythology is awesome. And basically, the Greek and Roman gods are just like superheroes, which is like basically premeditated. Is that the right way of saying it? Like my love for comic books. And
I know I've said this on the podcast before, but I did an entire report on my mythology class about Sandman, about Neil Gaiman's Sandman, and they were like, "Yep, just totally, we'll buy it."
Well, the Season of Mists
Yeah.
walks right into that.
Yeah.
Any
I
of you
believe
guys
that and
watch
I agree with
American
it.
Gods on Stars?
I watched the first season.
Yeah.
I read the
Second
book on tape.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I can't say I read it. What do you say about like books on tape? You can't say like I read American Gods, even though I've listened to the whole thing. You don't say like, oh yeah, I listened to that book. What do you?
But
do
think
you say
about
that?
it. When you read,
yeah,
it's almost the same thing as when you listen.
Right.
So you read the book.
Right, but that seems disingenuous for me to claim, and I'm fine claiming a lot of shit that isn't true.
When people ask me if I've read a book, I said I got it on Audible, and I leave it at that.
Would you say I got it on Audible?
Yes.
So did you read it or did you get it? Because I have a lot of shit on Audible that I didn't read yet. Or, sorry, I didn't listen to yet. Oh, you're too honest, Charlie.
So
go fuck yourself.
there's a lot of stuff that I have on Audible that I haven't listened to, but typically when I'm having these conversations,
So if somebody were to ask
I'm
you...
referring to a book that I have listened to on Audible.
I've read all of the Lord of the Rings books.
Me too. For me, on Audible. I don't know if
From Roy Dotrice.
Yeah!
Except for that one that he didn't read that I hated.
Well, that can go fuck itself.
Yeah.
Higgins actual question.
No. When you're done, I have a question to pose everyone.
No.
I'm definitely all done.
Was Roy Dotrice Game of Thrones? He was Game of Thrones. Right?
I'm pretty sure it's Game of Thrones
Yeah.
because he got that
good.
like Guinness Book of World Records
Yeah.
for like most different characters done by like an audio
He was
voice.
so good.
I've listened to all of the books.
So far off tangent.
Gail Simone over the weekend asked a series of questions on
Bryce?
Twitter.
Oh,
No.
by the way, Gail Simone on fucking Domino is fucking killing it. If you're not, if you are a fan of strong female characters in comic books, go read the Domino books because Gail Simone is doing a great job. Your turn.
Her questions, she had pairs of characters. And to me, it's funny how just one-sided DC wins these questions, but I'll pose it to you guys, okay? To see if it's as one-sided as I think it is. She takes the comparative characters between the two and says, who is better?
Is this who you like better or who wins at a fight?
Yeah, I need more qualifications
Which is your
as well.
favorite? Which is your favorite?
Okay.
Aquaman or Namor?
Namor.
Come on.
What? What does he say in Justice League? Oh, cool direction, Zack Snyder, bro.
So
What does he say?
for me, it's Aquaman, but I also grew up on the Super Friends and that stuff. So
Yeah.
I know
Charlie
Kevin's
on this. I'm with Charlie on this.
Hawkman or
Charlie's a
Angel?
fuckhead. What is it?
Hawkman or Angel? It's not even a question.
Angel.
Yeah.
Get the
not even a
fuck
question.
out of here. What do you?
Definitely Angel.
What do you?
Wait, you're saying it's Hawkman over one of the original X-Men? Who the fuck is Hawkman?
Angel is by far the weakest of like all of the X-Men.
to me,
And Hawkman's.
I
He
immediately
became
go
Archangel.
from exactly Angel
Dude.
to Archangel, and yeah,
And back again.
and he involves like Apocalypse and therefore Cable? Like, what the fuck?
Now, Kevin and me may disagree on this one. Plastic Man or Mr. Fantastic?
Mr. Fantastic is the first family
Yeah,
of Marvel.
Mr.
What the
Fantastic.
fuck?
You do
what
love-
even? What
you
even?
love your
I
FF.
like.
What even question
Plastic
is
Man, but I
this?
love.
Plastic Man, baby.
I love.
This
Mr.
is like
Fantastic.
a tie. That one's a tie for me.
Okay.
No, what the fuck? What?
I mean, it's a straight DC ticket for
I
me
mean,
here. It's not even.
Plastic
What
Man-
quiz is this?
This is just her.
Plastic Man is like a foundational golden age superhero. I love Mr. Fantastic,
Yeah.
but it's the history of Plastic Man is what's
Yeah.
weighing on me on this one. Anyway,
Green Arrow or Hawkeye?
Green Arrow.
Okay, Green Arrow.
That's a
Hawkeye can go
no-brainer.
fuck himself.
Black Canary or Black Widow?
Black Widow, what the fuck? Black Canary? What the fuck? Stop looking and giving shifty
one's
eyes
a
to
hard
Kevin
one.
when you ask the question.
that one's a hard one.
I'm torn between both.
Okay, for the listeners,
Black Canary's a
he
really
will,
cool character.
Higgins will fucking like read the question and then he'll
got a
like
history with the
look
mom
at
I look at
being
Kevin
Black
Sharp.
Canary.
he'll look at the dead rubber, which is Kevin, and he'll like give eyes and he'll like bat his
I'm going with
eyelashes.
Black Canary on this one.
And
Yeah.
if I could put a noise towards his batting eyelashes, it's.
Now, I want to see. I want to see Bryce. I want to see Bryce defend Marvel. Flash or Quicksilver? It's not.
No, I would
That's not
never. I
even
would never.
close.
No,
I
it's
would
not
never. I
even
would never.
close.
I would never.
Flash,
It's definitely Flash. I would never. Quicksilver can go fuck himself.
And this may be the one that more people went Marvel, but I still disagree. Zatanna or Scarlet Witch?
Scarlet Witch.
What the fuck is wrong with you? You are such a fucking
Zatanna is one of
dude.
my top favorite characters of all time.
You are
not
the
even
fucking
not even close.
absolute worst,
Maybe if
dude.
you said
I'm with you on this
Zatanna.
one, Zatanna.
Zatanna by
What the
Zatanna.
fuck?
Yeah, Zatanna.
They like
Scarlet-
They like top hats and lace.
fishnets.
Yeah.
Zatanna is
That's
easily
why they
one
went
of my
with
favorite
Black
characters
Canary
of
too.
all time.
Oh, you
They're
guys,
pervy nerds.
You guys are pervy nerds. No,
Like
offense.
Zatanna may be my second favorite character that we mentioned tonight on this list. Like I love. I mean, Flash. It's hard
You
to
are
be
the
Flash, but
fucking most annoying dude.
Okay, here's
You-
one.
you
Here's
all-
one. Bryce, Green Lantern or Nova?
Hey, by the way, before I answer that, you listed a whole bunch of fucking shit, and I had.
Did you say Green Lantern or Nova?
Yeah, yeah, Nova Corps. All right.
Okay, I would definitely say Green Lantern. Okay, including that one. I've now voted for 3 DC characters. Cool. You've voted for 0 Marvel
on that list. Yeah, on that list, absolutely.
Yeah. So what the fuck? Like, you claim to have no bias and no hypocrisy and not being such a fucking sycophant.
I like these characters better.
But just think about it. Flash is one of the foundational characters of DC.
Yeah. He's way better than Quicksilver.
So right. But all of the characters they're planning that he's mentioning.
Yeah.
Green Lantern, foundational character.
Yeah.
Nova is not a foundational character
That's like
of the Marvel universe.
A-list versus D-list. Like,
well,
what the fuck?
But if you're going to go to foundational characters,
like
if you
Green
go
Lantern
like the
versus Spider-Man, like
Alan Scott Green Lantern or the Jay Garrick Flash, then this gets
you
harder.
literally named the 7 top members of the JLA against random fucking Marvel characters. And by the way, Marvel won more often than not. So fucking go fuck yourself, DC. You are worse than Marvel.
But you could say
you are lamer than Marvel.
I mean that's all she said. But you could say like Robin, Spider-Man, and I'm going to say Spider-Man, right? I don't think that's a question.
Yeah, but that's my fucking point. Is that like you just named like the top 7 characters of the fucking Justice League of America against random Marvel characters.
Hold on. Here's the next one. You ready? Hyperion or Superman.
Exactly. That's this fucking like random Twitter.
Hold on. Here's another one.
Let me ask you this random Twitter poll that I found randomly on the internet.
Moon Knight or Batman.
Marvel Comics writer of the Domino series that Bryce says he loves so much, Gail Simone, asked these questions.
Is that the end of her list?
That's the end of her list, yeah.
I mean...
I liked Quicksilver in the Avengers and the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, but since they tried to turn him into the Flash in those X-Men movies, I like the character less retroactively. Because they gave him the Flash's powers in the movies.
I just hate his fast forward button on his chest, and that's the worst costume of all time.
That happened... What the fuck? He went for fucking 30 years without that fast forward button.
I know.
I also hate the fucking shit out of that fast forward button. But that only happened within the last year, and it's already gone.
And I hate it.
You are the fucking absolute worst. You know that Vixen was the leader of your Justice League of America, and she's just like terrible. What was it even Vixen? I think that it was Vixen, and she is just the fucking lamest. And she was leading your Justice League of America.
Vixen or Storm? That's a no-brainer. That would be Storm 1,000
Higgins is
times
literally
over.
thinking about it. Like it's a question.
Storm is really good.
If you're thinking about
actually
leaders of teams.
I honestly believe we're not even recording right now.
I'm going to skip to the last question. We had some other questions, but they're all very similar. I'm going to skip to one. It's from Brian. This is going to play off very well from our F, marry, or kill that we had the other week.
Okay. We've all listened to the episodes, but for the new listeners,
Bryce, there's a game that kids like to play when they were younger called F.
I played this game
kill,
a lot, but for new listeners,
yeah.
What were some controversial things that you said that I would hate if I hadn't listened to?
Question posed by the audience, and that was the Flash, Arrow, or Legends of Tomorrow on the CW.
It was which CW shows would you...
Yeah. Of those 3, F
Supergirl was in there.
It would be quite inappropriate for me to say KKK, right? That would be...
Kill.
Well, obviously, that's what
I'm just very happy...
Just clarifying, buddy. Clarifying.
I'm just very happy that this question was asked when Brock has already left, because the current F, marry, or kill that we are being asked for Brian here is Man of Steel, BVS, and Suicide Squad.
Oh, I got that. Go ahead, Bryce.
Dude.
Go ahead.
Okay.
This takes like 2 seconds of thought from me.
I would F the shit out of BVS because there's so much juiciness there. How graphic can I go?
No, that's not it.
Has it stopped you the rest of the episode?
Stop that.
Yeah.
I have to marry one of them? Oh, that's going to make it tough.
That's easy.
Okay, then I guess I'm... I love you, baby. I would marry Suicide Squad because I could just forget about it and leave it alone. And I would kill Men of Steel because that would have stopped going to the Back to the Future principle. It would have stopped the whole DC Extended Universe from even happening. So that's my theory.
You're wrong.
I mean,
Kevin?
This is easier than any of those Gail Simone questions. Some of those I actually was close to a tie on. Marry Man of Steel, F, BVS. and nuke the shit, bury it, piss on the grave, shoot it to the sun.
I did like
Squad.
I did like
Wow.
Cara Delevingne.
Yeah.
Her dancing.
Well, who didn't like that?
You spent like hours raging
You
about
did
how
rage
bad it
against
was.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did the sarcasm not reach 6 feet across the table?
No, it didn't.
It didn't even reach
Okay.
3. I thought you were honest about that.
I'm not sure.
Okay, next question.
The sarcasm really can't reach across
Nope.
there? I'm not well known for my sarcasm at all.
Is that sarcasm?
Okay. Wait, can somebody else fucking go? Oh,
agree
Charlie.
with Kevin's
your
list.
wife here, I would love to hear who you would marry fucking kill.
I already said I agree with
He would
Kevin's
marry
list.
and F his wife, and he
Whoa.
would kill Ryan.
Whoa, dang. That's what I do.
Are we in is this the After Dark segment?
Yeah, yeah,
Patreon only?
That was
Yeah.
no swearing. I didn't even swear on that one.
Yeah. We get to see Charlie's dong. Wait, what Batman?
What?
Whatever happened to that Batman? What is it? Batman?
Damned?
The Damned.
Yeah.
Is that still going strong? For new listeners.
For new listeners, yes. Issue 3 has been pushed back to May, and the hardcover will be censored. Yes.
Oh, missed opportunity.
Yep. Yep.
You might say
Until
that
they do
those
the
issues were quite
uncensored
soft.
absolute in like 10 years.
Oh, okay. Would you say that the absolute versions are bigger than normal?
Yes, the absolute versions are bigger than
Charlie,
normal.
shut the fuck up. It's a dad joke. God damn it.
Was that the last question?
That's it for now, yes.
Yeah,
It is now.
That's it.
We are going to wrap up, but before we do, we have all sorts of Patreon people. We have all sorts of end of episode stuff to talk about here.
Wait, that's not the end of the episode, is it?
That's
What about
it.
random picks?
That's
Random
it.
picks.
We're definitely not.
I already got mine in bound.
Yeah, that's right.
Down.
That's right. That's right.
My random pick is Polar, Netflix film.
What?
Have you seen the Netflix film Polar?
I was not as happy with that movie as I thought.
thought it was
Is
pretty
it done
good.
by Amy Poehler?
Based on a comic.
It is? Didn't know that.
For new listeners, what did you think about Umbrella
Wait, there was
Academy?
wait.
I'm now 4 episodes into Umbrella Academy.
Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs
So
sideways.
far, thumbs up.
Okay,
there-
Higgins, it's not a DC property. What do you think?
I haven't seen it yet.
There
I'm
was-
watching Iron Fist.
That makes sense.
I'm watching
if
Iron
Umbrella
Fist season
Academy was
2.
on the fucking CW, you'd be like, two thumbs
all
up.
over it. He'd be
motherfucker.
like, I love it, man.
Dude, Doom Patrol is so.
Is that a CW thing?
No, it's a DC
so
app, streaming app.
Good.
Did you ever watch
Is
Titans?
that the same thing?
Episode
as
2 was
Batman?
amazing.
Did you ever watch Titans?
Is that the fuck
Yeah, yeah.
Batman thing?
Yeah.
It's actually really good. Like
I believe
I
you.
was so against it, and then saw it and was
Doom
like,
Patrol is so good. Did you watch the 3rd episode yet?
Oh man, I believe you. Just seeing that expression on your face. Oh my god.
If you-
I
"It's
just-
the worst."
I-
It makes you want to not like it,
If-
right?
if-
I am going
Am I
to,
right?
I'm going to go into the future and stop myself from downloading it because of your reaction.
If what you're missing in your life is Cliff Steele, Robot Man, going, "What the fuck?" like 17 times as an episode, you need to watch Doom Patrol. It is so fucking.
I just-
I'm pretty sure you sold 0 people.
So
I just-
funny.
That's almost as bad
Yeah,
as
that's
Brock selling the Titans.
That was a fucking Brock level of sale.
It was
Nobody,
so good.
people are going to unsubscribe to this fucking shit
Higgins'
because
level of sale is a guy getting stabbed with the garden shears in the
Yeah,
dick
That's amazing.
for Titans.
Yeah.
okay, that was more compelling.
Yeah.
That
Thank you,
wasn't
Kevin.
compelling at all. I didn't. I had no.
I said more compelling.
No one got stabbed
His
in
fucking
the
sales
dick,
pitch is
but-
the worst.
but the amount
he just
of-
had an orgasm
but-
over
He's not
a
a
fucking
good
like
seller.
donut
But
hole
Kevin,
or whatever. the
Kevin,
fuck.
Robot Man kills a hell of a lot of people in the 3rd
But again,
episode.
it's the Doom Patrol. I'm interested. I totally
Yeah.
want to watch it, and I don't mind. Go whatever weird direction you want.
Oh, it's good.
We don't need to
It should
relitigate
be
this
weird.
after 2 hours of.
What's your random pick?
Okay, random
No,
pick.
he's not even ready.
Random pick is obviously not X-Force because that can go.
Is it Black Order? Have you been reading it?
I have read issue 1. Is there
it's so
more than
good.
one? Do I not have more than one?
3, I think 4 is out there.
Customer.comichub.com can tell you if you're subscribed to it.
I can't get through that.
Or
I don't know.
USPS.gov will tell you where your shipment is.
Okay, dear listeners, let me tell you something about transitioning from living in California to working from home in Oregon. Is that some things Ryan Higgins can't read your mind. and you think that you subscribe to Black Order, but you only have one issue, and then you're like,
then you have issue 4 come in, and you're like, where's 2 and 3?
no, you have 0 other issues.
Yeah.
And then you're on a podcast episode,
And somebody
one
asks
of the
you
other
about
handsome gentlemen is like, what did you think about issues 2 and 3?
So
and you're
good.
like, what the fuck? There's
What about the new Guardians
I thought it was
of the
a
Galaxy?
one-shot.
Are you reading Guardians of the Galaxy?
I haven't read it yet, but okay, I'm gonna. Okay, this is. I promise to do this for the podcast, whether or not Higgins posts it. I'm going to do an issue by issue, quick take, hot take on Infinity War, and I'm going to do.
Oh, I want to hear this.
Isn't it over already?
No,
Yes.
but it just
Okay.
it relatively just ended.
So you're gonna read. You're gonna go through. A
No,
reading.
I've already read it. I loved it.
Okay,
And by the way,
I thought it was fine.
between Damnation, Infinity War, and fucking what was the other thing that I wanted to say? I already forget because blah blah blah. But I will say that Marvel's been they have been more good than bad,
Yep.
which I haven't been able to say for the past like fucking decade. Marvel's been more good than bad.
So you're gonna go a 1 by 1 reading, like Charlie's Infinite Wonders podcast about Doctor Who.
Nobody likes Charlie.
No, everybody likes Charlie.
Dang.
Just kidding. I only said that because his wife is here.
What
And
is this,
I'm
Bizarro
just joking.
World?
I'm just joking.
Is this Bizarro World all of a sudden?
Only because Charlie likes everything.
Charlie is
No.
angry and dislikes things.
No. I'm just joking. Obviously. Okay. No. So I'm going to do a quick take, hot take review of the whole Infinity War.
You like those warps?
So I don't think that I got any of the warps, but I got a couple of the tie-ins.
They're
Look,
in all the book. I mean, you like the mashup characters?
So I will not say too much now, but what I will say is that I like the fact that they folded the universe on itself, and instead of killing everybody, they made room for new IP. And some of it is garbage, and some of it is good. And as a fucking fan of DC, with your fucking fake Bullseye, and fake Hulk, and fake Fantastic Four, what the fuck are you even talking about?
They've canceled all those books already. They're terrible.
Yeah, because DC can go fuck itself. But Marvel did it eloquently and elegantly, and they're better.
So I
Okay,
can't
wait, jokes
I can't
aside.
wait till you record this, and I can't wait till Ryan records reactions to your.
He never will. That would involve work by him.
He's got to be on Twitter too much to do that.
Bryce,
He'll just have it. The reactions
Unless
will
I
be
do
on
my
Twitter.
review in this voice, he'll never react to my review of Infinity Wars.
No, he will let everybody know it's up on Patreon, and then he will put his reaction on Twitter.
That's true.
Flashback to when Higgins said, "We're going to wrap up."
Bryce, would you like to do the honors? Would you like to read our wonderful Patreon backers?
My man, I would love to. But,
I didn't stop.
Oh, you didn't stop.
No, are you ready?
That feeling when you say, I would love to, and then Higgins goes,
I'm waiting. I'm waiting
And then-
for you to stop talking, and then I will hit pause, and then you
Well,
can
nobody was talking
okay,
for a while.
Well, here I go. I am going to start with Julian Titus, my man, the Nerds Without Pants podcast. The Nerds Without Pants. Where can I find those guys? www.pixelbit.com. Julian Titus, my man. Thank you very much. Jody Lawson, your name would be a lot cooler if it was Jody Larson, but in any capacity, Jody, you can find his work, you can find Jody's work at the Canon Triad Comics Anthology at triadcomicsstudios.com. We'd also like to especially thank our friend Sam Shea. Shea. We'll allow all of those, but it's CHEA. Sam, thank you very much. Craig Anderson, a.k.a. the Dirty Binding Man. What does that mean? We're not sure. Scott, please turn your microphone off.
Hold on. Now. CraigPAnderson.com. Do you know what Craig P. Anderson does
Yes.
at CraigPAnderson.com?
Craig P. Anderson is probably a hub of comics binding questions and answers.
and
Craig P. Anderson, Bryce, is for gentlemen like yourself that are professionals
he's a life coach.
that want to become better at their job, their life, their goals, to streamline. He is a coach
I feel
for
like
your life. And if you go to CraigPAnderson.com, you can find out more information there.
I feel like
That was a pretty good sell. Nice job, Ryan.
I feel like my whole life is without purpose and meaning, and even though I'm destined to become him, I should go to Craig P. Anderson. That's CraigP P as in Peter Parker is better than any DC book. Anderson with an ON because he's from dirty Norway or Sweden and not Denmark.com. Anyway, because he didn't pay for more than that, Craig, you can go F yourself. Joe Duff, we'd like to thank Joe Duff. Thank you very much. Andrew Nelson Mendez. Nelson Mendez, not sure. Was his mom the Nelson? Was his dad the Nelson? Who was the Mendez? Was it the mom? Was it the dad? We're not sure. Andrew Nelson Mendez, thank you very much. But Andrew Nelson Mendez has the Recovery of an Anime Junkie podcast. Please go and look for that. And we also have Page Turners. If you're looking to turn a page and you want a comic book podcast, go to pageturners.com.libsyn. And by the way, we have covered this so many times, but it is Page Turners podcast. That's plural Page Turners because there's more than one of those Page Turners podcast.libsyn. That's LIBSYN.com. And then randomly Higgins has a fucking forward slash. Like if you don't include the forward slash, it's not going to come true. Or
it's such a lie when that's there.
Exactly. Like when they put the www in front of it, it's like, what? Oh, is it not going to link? Go fuck yourself. Okay, so
this is not the dark web.
Yeah. Okay, Higgins, since you're just wheezing and rasping and giggling, can you turn it off until you have something positive to mention? Just turn off your microphone. You have nothing to add until you admit that DC is not as good as Marvel. Okay, thank you. Oh, especially if you're coughing. Jesus Christ. Okay, Tyler Willits, thank you very much. Tyler has got the Thursday T-Dome
Thunderdome which is a podcast.
Obviously, is what I'm getting to is that it's the podcast of the Thursday Thunderdome, which involves me oil wrestling Higgins. What the fuck? What am I reading here? Bryce Larsen is oil wrestling Ryan Higgins in the Thursday Thunder. What the fuck? What am I reading here? Okay, so Tyler, thank you very much. Thursday Thunderdome at Thursday T-Dome. I guess that's a Twitter handle. Man, my Twitter game is not good. Okay, ThursdayThunderdome.com. Go look at what is in store for the Comics Conspiracy crew at ThursdayThunderdome.com. Okay, I would like to finish clearing my throat and be proficient in using a computer and go to this list, which is to say that we have a lot of people to thank. And I want to start just like I did last time because there's a big mamma jam in the house, and that is Dennis Janssen. Dennis, I wonder how Ajax is doing. I don't know. I wish I knew. But I do know. Wait, was it? I think that Ajax just fucking got robbed in the Champions League, didn't they? Wasn't it Ajax? I think that it was. And I think that you guys acquitted yourselves quite well and got robbed. Is that in my head? Is this real life? Is this reality? Nobody knows, Dennis, except for you and probably everybody that's an Ajax fan. Anyway, Dennis Janssen, thank you very much. Alex McHale, thank you very much. Matthew Schnapp, David Baroldi. Do you get more of a long drawn out name call out appreciation note if your name is harder to pronounce, or is it just operator error by Bryce Larsen's part? Nobody knows. Don Kilson with the K. Kilson, nobody's killing your son. Thank you, Don Kilson. Mark Long, not Mark Short. Don't get confused. Steven. Oh, Jesus. Steven, what is this? Steven Spesfia. Oh, Steven, that's got to be a troll last name, Steven. That can't be your last name. Steven, thank you very much for supporting us. Oh, God. Ivan Liskanik. Ivan is still supporting us. Who put Ivan in charge over here of how much he's spending with these guys? Ivan would definitely not be supporting if he knew that I was reading these names. Love you, Ivan. Well, do I? We'll see. Okay, Mike D'Argenio. That's not very hard. Okay, Brian Morawski. Miles Gakula. Thank you guys very much. Bryce Larsen quotes. What a handsome and well-bred name that is. Paula Schultz, thank you very much, Paula. Joseph Rodriguez, thank you very much, Joseph, or Joey R. I'll allow all of those. Speaking of I'll allow all of those, what is this? Comics Eccentric. Jack Ildefonso. Oh, that's not as difficult as I thought it would be. Okay, Christopher Noyes. Christopher, another soccer fan. Christopher, how'd you like the start of the MLS season? Nobody knows but Christopher. Okay, I will say that my new team The Portland Timbers tied 3-3 in their opening game. 3-3. I mean, look, if you don't like soccer, what's not to get your blood pumping at a 3-3 game? I mean, you say that there's not enough goals scored in soccer? GFY, my man. Okay, David Safar, thank you very much for the support. Brian, you're killing me. Brian Wyckoff. It's either Wyckoff or Wyckoff. XXXThrowdown.x. Thank you very much, Brian. Okay, Identity Stunt the comic. That can't be a real name. I'd like to see your birth certificate, sir. PJ Ryder, thank you very much. Josh Elliott, what are you holding? Are you trying to distract me? Good luck. I am indistractable. I cannot be distracted. Rob Benedixon. Thank you very much. Scott, stop it. Higgins, are you playing Marvel Puzzle Quest? Yeah. Travis Fleischman, thank you very much as well. Amy Foster, thank you. And by the way, I'm going to try to tone down the thank yous. I thank you, each and every one of you. I really appreciate
Give us 3 names in a row. Go.
Okay. Amy Foster, Mason Barber, and what the fuck? I didn't click. Why did it click?
Give me one nice thing to say about Amy Foster, please.
What I would like to say, it accidentally clicked and it opened a new tab. I'm okay. Okay. I will say something about Anirban Banerjee, because Anirban, come on, you could have made that much easier for me to say. I gotta believe that there is some. You probably go by Annie, right? Just like the Star Wars movies. What was wrong with the Star Wars prequel trilogy? Everybody loved those. Said nobody. Okay, what I will say is that we've also Anirban, thank you very much.
That's a trailer that you need to watch. The Topher Grace Star Wars trailer.
I will not watch that.
No, it's really good.
Thank you to leave me to my Patreon reading. I know you're just delaying, and I think that I'm being trolled at this moment.
No, have you seen it? For real?
I do not. I ignore everything that you're saying. Okay. Robert Lane, a.k.a. Bobby Lane, a.k.a. Bobby Big Time, a.k.a. Bobby Real Time. Okay, Bobby Lane, thank you very much. Okay, Christopher Stone, a.k.a. X Stone, a.k.a. That's all I got. Sorry, Christopher. Thank you very much. Xavier Krieger.
How come you didn't use Infinity Stone?
Krieger, because that's for his sequel when he has a child. Okay, so Xavier Krieger. Xavier. I'm not really sure, but thank you anyway. We really appreciate it. Jesus, how many more do I have? I got to hurry this up. Okay, Timothy Ronker. Thank you very much, Timothy. Chris Lockhart. Thank you. Aaron Wright. Father Dante. I'm sure I've used this joke before, but as a father, you'll appreciate the father joke. Thank you for yourself and Mother Dante. Alex Young. I appreciate you and Alex Old. Chris Palaki. I'm sure that I'm getting that wrong, but Chris, thank you very much for your support. Kevin Ellis, Chris Olivas, thank you both very much. List of the Living Dead. I'm not sure that's a real name, but thank you very much, List. I appreciate your support. And once you start walking, I've got a TV show to pitch you. Okay, Dominic Arisman. Okay. Chris Bunch, thank you both very much. Edgar Moreno. I know that name. Thank you very much, Edgar. That's a long timer. Andrew Crucieri. Oh, that's saving the best for last. Look at that. That is a gentleman that has been around for a long time. How is this alphabetical order? What's going on here, ladies and gentlemen? Oh wait, I'm not done. Okay, let me just calm myself down. Okay, look, I want to seriously thank you all. I'm not on as much as I would like, because nowadays it's difficult not having. Imagine you are ripped out of your mother's womb and you no longer have yourself to converse with. Well, that's what it's like nowadays, is I have nobody to converse with. And even though that didn't make sense, I would like to say that we appreciate everybody that supports the podcast in any capacity. 25 cents an episode, 25 cents a month, $1,000 a month. I haven't seen that. Where are you guys? We appreciate it all. But I do want to say that you can find more of what we're doing. Not more of what I'm doing, because I still need to get my shit together on that capacity, but there's probably not very many of you. Although if you are there, then you have good taste. You can find more of what we do at Comic, that's not comics, that is Comic Conspiracy Podcast.com and Geekbox.net and iTunes. And really, if you can't Google it and find it. Oh, man. Oh, you're probably a DC fan. Okay, look, there's also, you can rate and review us. We love it because you know what? There are lots of people that are on iTunes. They are like 1-star review. Bryce Larsen, he's the fucking worst. Oh, and then there's, for every one of those, 10 reviews that are 5 stars on iTunes that are like, Bryce Larsen, where the fuck has he been all my life? He's the best thing about this podcast. And for every one of those, there are 10 1-star reviews saying Brock is the fucking worst. Okay. Anyway, I'm half joking. Look, you can also look for us at youtube.com/comicsconspiracy. Not to be confused with what I said earlier, which was singular comic conspiracy, because Higgins is fucking confusing as fuck. You can look at youtube.com / not backslash, you will not find us, comics, as in snake, conspiracy, spell that right, or the comic conspiracy at geekbox.net. That's a website, not a YouTube link, so keep that in mind. Patreon.com / comic singular conspiracy. Jesus Christ, they're really making you work for it.
So, comics conspiracy is 1 letter too long for Twitter.
Is that true?
Yep. It fucked me. The comics conspiracy fucked me in a bunch of platforms.
At least something's fucking you. Okay. Comicsconspiracy.biz, because for all the people that won't go to a .com address and are like, no, my SEO on Google is leading me to the .biz title every time, they still retain the rights to comicsconspiracy.biz, if you're wondering about that. Look, there's a lot of other ways to follow what we do here at the Comics Conspiracy. You can, first of all, look, Brock has a lot of content, and you can follow that at conspiratorbrock.com. If you can't spell that, meh. And there's another option if you want to follow Charlie and his Marvel Puzzle Quest playing ass that doesn't contribute much to, what is that?
So someone has owned comicsconspiracy.com for many, many years, and we're never able to get it back.
And it's not you.
Nope. The original owner, the store had it and lost it.
That person could go fuck themselves.
Yep.
Okay. Look, Charlie. Who doesn't love Charlie? Well, the inverse might be asked, what doesn't Charlie love? The answer is nothing, because Charlie loves everything. You can find what he loves, which is a long fucking list, at Wanderers in the Fourth Dimension, which is actually just his Doctor Who podcast, and I wish that this prompt that I'm reading, totally randomly, told me more about that. If you want to support Higgins, okay, look, if you know anything about Higgins, other than his fervent, annoying political tweet calendar that he keeps, which is must tweet once every 10 minutes, mostly about anti-Donald Trump stuff, you can follow his wife, who's a legitimately good artist. She's at etsy.com/shop/Leanne with 2 N's. Leann Hill, Hill art. I hope you can spell that, otherwise you're in trouble. And if you go there, you'll be able to find Higgins' old lady's art. She's actually really good, legitimately. You can follow us on Twitter. There is Ryan Higgins Ryan. That's Ryan Higgins with only 1 G. And there's Brock Sager. That's Brock with B-R-O-K. Sager, S-A-G-O-R. And then there's Larsen Bryce, if you want to follow me because I'm handsome. There's Larsen, Larsenbryce. I'm a very prolific tweeter, so you can follow me, and what could go wrong there? There's Toby XI. Toby, I'm sure, has been on frequently and will be on frequently in the future, so I won't even bother spelling Toby XI for you. Insanity and chaos. Charlie is... if not the most handsome, then definitely the nicest gentleman of the whole podcast. Scott is the he's the Pokemon Go champion of the crew. He's the Marvel Puzzle Quest champion of the crew, and he's the best swimmer on the crew by far. That is C.S. Shea. C-S-S-H-E-A. That's Scott. He's got a lot of witty barbs about how Marvel is better than DC, but that's just anybody with any good sense. There's also that Kevin Sharp, who's actually quite handsome and intellectual, and that is that Kevin Sharp. I have no jokes because that is very phonetic. Kevin Sharp is very good at what he does and is very, well, I guess you could say smart. Okay, look. You can follow the store at Comics Con Store. That's plural comics because Higgins loves to keep you on your toes. Plural Comics Con Store. You can also follow other things that we do at a bunch of other things that I'm literally not going to name because nobody goes to them if they haven't already. So thank you very much, everybody, for listening to everything that we've done. I especially appreciate, and you know what? I want to especially appreciate, shout out to those of you that are still listening. What are you doing? What are you doing listening to me right now? You probably haven't heard me in a month or 2 months or 3 months. But you know what? I really appreciate it. And I'm the only sane one on this podcast because this is like a DC sycophant fest when I'm not here. And what are they doing without me? But I had to move because, you know, when the old lady says jump, you got to say how high. So thank you very much, everybody, for listening, especially if you're still listening. And we love you all very much. And I think that I'm being trolled by my fellow members of the podcast in the background right here, so I'm going to cut it off. But thank you very much. We love you all, and we will talk to you at another point in time. Thank you very much.